How you say your name, Young Mooski?
This is a microphone. In my hands, it's a pipe bomb.
Like it or don't like it, learn to love it because it's the best thing going today.
When I start selling pussy, I don't want to hear it. When I start selling pussy, I don't want to hear nobody say shit. When you see me on the corner, bitch, mind your business. Because these recruiters have one more fucking time to fucking play with me. I get in an argument with my mom every other fucking day. She comes in my face talking about some, oh yeah, mira, you have a degree. You could get a job any fucking where. I don't understand. Where? Where, Wanda? Where are the jobs? Every day I apply to like 100 fucking places. Bitch, I am so broke. I'm rationing my pussy with these tampons. Okay, bitch, I'm on my period right now. My cramps was horrible last night. I couldn't fucking take an Advil because I'm like, bitch, I don't know if we're going to make it through the week. I'm over it!
What you want to do, decades, yards, what you want?
What the fuck you want me to say, nigga?
No matter what I want, it's a matter what you want. You want some advice?
Advice. All right. We here, why the fuck not? I'm all ears.
On the chorus, ad-lib a little bit. Layer the vocals differently. Something like, nigga, where's my money? I got the 4-pounder sitting right here. Don't try nothing funny. Something like that. You know, Nazir, 93, 94.
You know, that old shit you talking about. Nah, nigga, something more light. I got the blicky on me, OG, so don't try nothing tricky on me, OG.
I got mine too, young G, 9mm, and a lot of reasons why you shouldn't fuck with me either, young G. I'm the one that can pay you. I don't need to be the one that's gonna slay you.
Fuck, is this a battle right now?
I'm the brutalizer. I'm the Buddhicizer. I'm the accelerator. I ain't the type of nigga that be pissing in your elevator, but sometimes the rap game remind me of the crap game. I used to sport Pallies and Gazelles with black frames, but now I'm in the new chicks, Tex, and Becks.
Your father is the only man who wanted you to be better than him. I love you, man, but I don't want you to be better than him. That's real. Your father wants you to be better than him. And when he dies, you realize it. And the part that fucked me so bad was when my daddy died, I didn't have nobody to say they was proud of me. It fucked me up. Cause you know, my dad used to call me and say, man, I'm so proud of you. And when he died, man, nobody said that to me no more.
There's a black family in the neighborhood. They live right around the corner. I met the dad at carne asada night at the Mexican neighbor's house. And we got to talking. We hit it off pretty well. And he invited me to a cookout at their house last weekend. So I got excited because I found a potato salad recipe on social media that I've been wanting to try. It's got red potatoes, gold potatoes, celery, Dijon mustard, olive oil mayonnaise, sea salt, red pepper flakes, a touch of cumin, a pinch of parsley, raisins. So I made it and I took it. And it was a showstopper. As soon as I stepped foot into the kitchen and presented that to the older lady, the house went dead silent. You could have heard a pin drop. And I guess it was good because it disappeared before we even sat down to eat. People kept coming up to me all night saying, "Did you make that potato salad? Are you the one who brought that potato salad?" This one older lady walked up to me and put her hands on my cheeks. And she just said, "Bless your heart." They invited me to another cookout this weekend. And I was told not to bring anything, just to bring myself. But I was raised right, and you do not go to a cookout empty-handed. And I found an elevated macaroni and cheese recipe on social media. So I'm going to make that. I'm going to take it. I love this neighborhood.
So every man got a weakness, and shorty right here, she mine. They call her the throat goat, and she earned that crown. She the throw gold, baby, taking all control. All control. Got me testifying like she's saving my soul. Saving my soul. Every time she bless me, I lose my mind. Lose my mind. She the throw gold, baby, one of a kind. One of a kind. Met her at the juke joint, sipping on gin. Had that sly little smile, knew the trouble I'm in. Said, baby, let me show you what my mouth do. Well, damn. Next thing I know, I'm thanking God that I found you. Hallelujah. Every lick, all spit, she takes it to the face. To the face. No drop left behind, she the real saving grace. Saving grace. And when she finish up, I can barely stand. Barely stand. She the only woman turn a boy to a man. Boy to a man. On her knees, got me begging for more. More, more, more. Hit the right note, had me down on the floor. Down on the floor. Baby, you the preacher, I'm the choir tonight. Choir tonight. Singing hallelujah while you do it right. She the throw gold, baby, taking all control. Taking all control. Got me testifying like she's saving my soul. Saving my soul. Every time she bless me, I lose my mind. Lose my mind. She the throw gold, baby, one of a kind. One of a kind. See the neighbors know her name, cause I sing it loud. Oh Lord. Every time she suck it, I'm so damn proud. That's right. Call it gospel head, yeah, she set me free. Got me writing blues songs about her eating this deep. Tongue game strong, lips soft as silk. So soft. Got me pouring up liquor like I'm spilling milk. Spilling milk. Baby, take your time, don't you dare let go. Cause the way you suck it, girl, you're putting on a show. Finish up. On her knees, got me begging for more. More, more, more. Hit the right note, had me down on the floor. Down on the floor. Baby, you the preacher, I'm the choir tonight. Choir tonight. Singing hallelujah while you do it right. She the throw gold, baby, taking all control. All control. Got me testifying like she's saving my soul. Saving my soul. Every time she bless me, I lose my mind. My. She the throw gold, baby, one of a kind. One of a kind. Now the fellas in the band, they don't understand. Don't understand how one little woman got me in her hands. In her hands. But I ain't complaining, let the record show. Let it show. She the queen of the head, yeah, the whole world knows. When she call my name, I come running fast. Running fast. Cause I know that head game always gon' last. Always gon' last. So pour another shot, put it on the floor. This song right here for the throw gold. On her knees, got me begging for more. More, more, more. Hit the right note, had me down on the floor. Down on the floor. Baby, you the preacher, I'm the choir tonight. Choir tonight. Singing hallelujah while you do it right. She the throw gold, baby, taking all control. Taking all control. Got me testifying like she say, saving my soul. Saving my soul. Every time she bless me, I lose my mind. Lose my mind. She the throw gold, baby, one of a kind. One of a kind. One of a kind, baby. Sing it loud. Let the whole world know. She the throw gold. And that's
yeah, this is what I'm made of. This is for the throne and the kingdom. The king's here, yelling freedom. Do or die, do it now if you believe it. You reap what you sow. sow every season. Yeah, you kill what you eat when you feasting. Yeah, it's death before the sign of no treason. No, in the time of war, no retreat. No, never lay down and die on my feet. I look the reaper in his eyes and won't blink. I'm the voice every time that I speak. It's like thunder when it strikes. I'm the king. I'm the king. I am supreme. I am. I am. I am the king. I am supreme. I am. I'm the king. You gotta keep going when you in the field. Yeah. Can't lose heart when it gets real. Yeah. Always push back, can't lose ground. Always stand up, never back down. Victory is key, victory is yours. Through the blood, sweat and tears coming out your pores. Through the tears and the pain cause you want more. Grind time through it all until it pays off. I'm in a league of my own. I'm a king and I'm bad to the bone. Heavy in the game, made for the throne. I'm out of this world, I'm in my zone. I'm the king. I am supreme. I am. I am. I am the king. I am supreme.
All right, y'all. This was I guess an impromptu kind of, because it was scheduled yesterday, but I decided not to do it because I didn't prepare for it. But I decided to do it today because I ain't got shit else to do right now. Listen, thank you guys who all are here, who will show up, for coming. I appreciate you for a short conversation that kind of, I was watching a video and it kind of annoyed me. It annoyed me a little bit. I was watching a guy who went to court on his behalf, and his kid's mother had a lawyer, and it really irked me. But before we get there, I kind of want to talk about something about I want to kind of talk about or hit on a little bit about, how as Black folks, we really don't know anything. And I'll get into a lot of that when we talk about the court stuff, about like how little we know about any damn thing, processes, how things are done, what we need to do, how to fix things, how to get things that we need to do, how to navigate bureaucracies. It just amazes me how uninformed we are most of the time. But before we get there, I actually last week, and I should have did a better job of this, but I saw something Michonne did a live stream, and she said something. And I need to start taking notes when I hear stuff or write stuff down. But she said something that prompted a thought about Gen X and kind of how we were raised. And I'm not quite sure if I'm full Gen X or not, because I was born like at the end of the 70s. So like, while I think I identify with Gen X, but I think I'm actually early millennial, I don't really know. Because it's kind of weird when you're in that transition, really don't really know. Now, like I was born in 71, 75 or something like that, that'd be very clearly a Gen X. But I was around, my mother is a Gen X. She's a full Gen X mother. My grandmother, baby boomer generation. And one of the things that sparked the conversation or sparked the thought was, I was kind of thinking about like how often we do or watch these streams and we talk about, how much, a woman's decisions affect how things are done. And I kind of struggled a little bit with, are we being fair about that? But then I start to really think about, thinking about who was in the home when I was growing up. So, but before we get there, I don't want to leave my friend behind in the back for a little bit. So let me bring my friend up real quick.
Makeup, weave. Hey, spiders, makeup, weave. Hey, we got a new song. You all are the gift that keep on giving us, forgiving us, forgiving us, forgiving us, forgiving us, forgiving us. Hey. Hey. Hey.
Good night. Before I let you go, can I get a kiss? Good night, baby. We ain't got nothing to worry about. I got a low sperm count.
We got a low sperm count, Michonne.
Oh my God, you are so crazy. First of all, you took it all the way back with the original Spider Makeup and Weave video.
Yeah.
Then the singing.
And then your credentials are in there as well.
I see. I appreciate you. That's too funny. What's going on with you?
I thought you would enjoy that.
Oh my God, that's too funny.
It was. Remember when you did the stream with Kendra G and her talking about she don't need no man kind of a thing?
Oh, her recent crash out. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, you said the recent crash out.
Yeah.
I think about every 3 months we get a Kendra G crash out. I think we really do.
Yes.
But you said something, and it was brief, and I'm gonna play it. And I wish I took notes about like what my actual thought was. But one of the things that that struck me about being a Gen X is the fact that, well, I'm going to claim that I'm a Gen X, even though I was born at the end of the 70s, which I think technically makes me a millennial.
The end of the 70s?
Yeah, like 70s, early 80s. So I consider myself a Gen X because of all the stuff that you grew up with, I grew up with. You know what I mean? You're just a little bit older than me, but I just remember all the stuff, other than the fact that you couldn't remember that Ed McMahon did Star Search. But you have to understand, a TV raised me. So
Gotcha.
A TV raised me. So there was Star Search, Putting on the Hits, which was the lip sync show. I don't know if you remember that or not.
I remember that one.
There was a lip sync, was it called Putting on the Hits? Yeah, it was a whole lip sync talent show. It came on right after Star Search, which was crazy. Because it was, it was like actual talent versus people faking talent. So that was kind of
the Milli Vanilli show. Mm-hmm.
Yes. So I remember all of that. I grew up watching like people done Bonanza, Gunsmoke, Young and the Restless. Mm-hmm. By the way, I'm still addicted to Young and the Restless. So I grew up on TV. So there's a lot of 70s stuff that I rep. But the Gen X, there's a lot of things about Gen X that are cool and not cool at the same time. One is
tread lightly now. Tread lightly.
I know. Here's the cool part is, Michonne, I grew up and I would think I think I remember like in elementary and middle school, half the people I knew came from married households. About half the people that I knew were they're Black people. They had their mom and their dad in the house. About half of them. So it was not uncommon for me to see, a married Black family intact. That was not uncommon for me to see growing up. Now, there was a tremendous amount of us that wasn't, but we lived across the street, lived in a neighborhood with fully intact families. So we saw it. When I went to church, it was fully intact families when I went to church. Mm-hmm. Now, by the time my ass got through high school, I graduated high school in 96. So by the time I got through high school, that wasn't the case. That wasn't the case. It was nowhere near the case. But so that started me thinking about, like, I was kind of thinking about, like, all of these, we blame ladies for a lot of stuff, or we point out a lot of stuff with our ladies. But then, and then I was asking, like I said earlier, I was asking myself, is that fair? But then I have to remember that they were the ones in the house making all of the decisions.
The women.
That
is correct.
They were the ones making all the decisions in the house. Mm-hmm. And if, and a lot of us, especially the male children that are now adult male children, we're the original son husbands, and because they didn't have a term for that back then. You know what I mean? We're the ones with the when you see like the 90s, 2000s, even now, professional football players, it's about doing for my mama because you took on your mama's struggle. not really understanding that your mother made decisions that she should have never made, and then she's putting that burden on you to do something. But you said something, so I want to play it because I want to see if I can jog my memory about it. But I want to play. It was right at the beginning of your stream, so hold on a second. Isn't it a little weird reacting to your own shit sometimes?
A little bit. Happy Saturday night. Hey there, besties. Let me know that you can hear me. I am not in my office. I am on the couch because I should not be streaming. I should be resting because my back is killing me because I'm old, child.
Yes.
I'm old. Let me turn this down a little bit. You can blame this stream tonight on Take Heed to the Message. Shout out to Take Heed to the Message. Because without her, I wouldn't have known that this was going on. She just posted it, and I'm like, I know you lying, right? So let me turn this down. So I listened to this already. I'm about to play it. Thank you for confirming. Shout out to everybody that is here. Please make sure you hit the like button for me. Subscribe if you are new. I appreciate you. Last minute stream. Oh my God. I'm just tired. Like I'm like tired right now, of course, but I'm just tired of these bitches. That's all I got to say. And I have my Generation X channel live streaming this as well, because in my mind, I think part of my disbelief in half of this is the fact that the time that I grew up, this stuff is ridiculous. In a time where I guess if people were talking like this and speaking like this, and I know that we have the internet as a thing to exacerbate everything and make it so much more than what it was. I just don't understand how women just think that this is going to help anything in anyone.
What do you mean by speaking like this and talking like this?
With all these women crashing out and, saying all these stupid ass things all the damn time, it's not helpful. It doesn't help anything. They're being selfish, of course, but they're also let me say in Kendra's case, this is going to help her, in my opinion, continue to do her stupid ass dating show, because it behooves her for people to remain separated. And it's not good from a woman's perspective. It's not good from a Black woman's perspective. It's not good for the Black community's perspective. But, everybody, allows any old thing, and anything that's right, they want to, say is wrong, and vice versa.
In my home, generally speaking, I didn't hear a lot of it. It happened, but I didn't hear a tremendous amount of it. I actually, and my grandmother is the one who raised me. She took me in when I was about 6 or 7 years old. And there was a guy, not my grandfather, who was there in the home. She wasn't married to him. I found out later on in life that the nigga was married. But, that he had a whole nother family and he was married. But this is the only man that I knew in the house. And so the only time I would hear that kind of rhetoric is when she was feuding with him for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
Then it was, men ain't shit. You know what I mean? Men are useless. You need to be on your own. What I need a man for. And it's kind of funny hearing my grandmother, or remembering those conversations back then. Michelle, my grandmother didn't work, and we were on welfare. I didn't know that till I got to be a teenager.
Mm-hmm.
But this whole man who was a construction worker was providing for the entire household. And come to find out, I didn't learn until after I graduated from high school that this man didn't even have any kids. So not only my grandmother has 7 children. Now at that time, almost all of them adults because I'm a kid, so all of her children are adults except for one, and that's the one that's a year older than me. We're kids together. My uncle, we're kids together. We'll get to him later. So this man who was a construction worker, and I know exactly what he made back then. We're talking about in the 90s money. So I really don't know. It's got to be worth, what is 90s money worth now? He brought home about $2,000. Just a little over $2,000 a week. Every Friday in 1990s money, when gas was like 89 cents a gallon.
Mm-hmm.
So just imagine, hold on a second. Can we chat GPT that? Like what, $2,000? I'm going to do that right now.
The gas was less than $1.
It was less than $1, but $2,000 a week salary in, let's say 1994. What is that worth in $26? Oh, holy shit. So that's equivalent to $4,500 a week today.
Nice.
That's equivalent to about $230,000 a year in today's money.
Nice.
That's what that man was bringing in back then.
Mm-hmm.
And so let me explain something to you about my grandmother's pathology, which back then, Michonne, I thought was normal. Whenever she got tired of like her living room sets, which usually was about 2 to 3 months, she would drag them out of the house and set them on the curb. And then when he got paid, go buy another one. That was how wasteful she was.
Mm-hmm.
And then if he said no, there was a whole war in the house.
Mm-hmm.
Because he said no. But so yeah, people in the neighborhood, they used to wait for my grandma to throw her furniture out and they would just come pick it up because it was brand new shit.
Mm.
And this was a woman who did not work. So, but then so the only time I didn't hear a lot of the crap that Kendra was saying in the house a lot. I only heard it when she was upset. And I didn't start hearing that more and more until after I became an adult and stuff like that and started interacting. And, and I thought that most black men were irresponsible fucktards who didn't take care of their kids. I literally thought that because that's all I knew. That's all I heard, because all I was surrounded by were unmarried single women. And all I saw was the aftermath of their decisions and not mature enough to assess it. So,
well, I think, I was raised initially by my grandmother as well, until about 6 or 7 years old, but I never heard anything like that. I never heard anything like that. Yeah, I think it was just not commonplace for them to talk. They really didn't do a lot of talking around kids to begin with. Yeah, I was going to say, you're not supposed to technically be around when adults are talking, when they're gambling, when they're drinking, like all those things happen. Let's not get it twisted.
Yeah,
the gambling, Pokino and stuff like that. So they did all those things and we knew what they were doing, but you had to leave. There was no man in my grandmother's house. There was no man coming over to see her. There was none of that. There was none of that. And if that was going on, they definitely kept it to themselves. So, how I say that people aren't, they just allow anything around kids. So it sounds like maybe some people, were doing that back in the day, but that's not anything I ever experienced.
Yeah. And I didn't experience it heavily either. Like there was only one man that I knew from the time I got into my grandma's house and I graduated. There was only one man that I knew, and that was that man. But as I got older and started thinking back, there was more than one man. They just never were in the house.
Mm.
There was more than one guy. And I don't recall my grandmother ever having a man that was not her own. It was always the two outside of this man, the two that I knew about were both married men. The only man that I should say the only man that I knew for her to have that was her own was my grandfather. And she was married. She was divorced from him before when I was a baby. So, you know, she got divorced from him when she was like 34, 35 years old. So I was a baby when she got divorced from him.
So Kendra's, this video made you think of all this?
Yes. Because I started thinking about Gen X related stuff. Like when you mentioned, you know what I mean? I never heard stuff like this. You're right, but I vaguely remember dribs and drabs of stuff, but it wasn't as predominant as it is now.
Yeah.
It wasn't in our face. And I'm not sure if they had social media back then, if they would have participated in it, because they were so hell-bent on when the grown folks came around, you got to disappear.
You got going.
You got going. So I'm not so sure. Hold on. I want to keep going.
I'm Black, as everybody knows, and I specifically, speak about Black people, which makes sense, right? Even though Black people be upset about it. I've been tired, right? But I'm tired of this attitude-ish, I know what I'm doing, and all that. And then when someone says something, you get offended because you act like the exact person that people, say about all of us. And I agree. Thank you, Devon. I absolutely agree that that's what this was about. But again, when all these people want to talk about what's wrong with the community, what's going on with the community, what needs to be done with the community, and SYCBM, when the community wants and keeps asking for Black men to step up, Black men, you need to, Black men, you got to save, you got to do, these women, these kids, this, that, and the third. I'm not even a man, and I'm like, why would anyone want to come out here and help people who continue to basically give people their ass to kiss? That's the
yeah, that part right there. I work with a lady who I really like a lot. You know what I mean? I really like her a lot. She's a cool lady. Her husband doesn't have any children, but she has a few. And this is a very recent conversation I remember it was last Father's Day, and we were sitting at work, and she was mentioning the fact that her husband didn't have any kids. I didn't know at the time that I've known him for a little bit, but I didn't know he didn't have any kids. And then I said to her, "Did you say thank you?" She goes, thank you. I said, "Yeah, did you tell him thank you?" She goes, "For what?" I said, for him helping you raise your kids. Why would I thank him for that? Exactly what she said. She's a decent girl. You know what I mean? For the most part. It never crossed her mind that that's something that she should be grateful for. That's something that he should just do. And I told her, I said, but he helped you raise your kids. He didn't have to. And she goes, well, he knew what I had when he met me. I said, fair enough. I said, but he took on a thankless job. I said, I'm not taking about on a kiss that man's ass because he knew what he was signing up for, but saying thank you will go a long way. She got upset. She thought it was the most asinine thing for me to tell her that she should be thankful that her husband took on her kids. But that's the general attitude that, as you stated, is that a lot of guys, they come in, the men will try to do the work of somebody else's job, but then they're giving their ass to kiss. And I know you're talking more about even more bad behavior other than just being ungrateful, but also, constantly talking about what they don't need from us.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Which again is a lot of crap since I've been on the internet. For her to even just get wrinkled face up, these are people who are feeling entitled. Who the hell do you think you are? I'm entitled to this. Like, won't even take a step back to think, you know what? Or take a second to be like, it's just straight up get up in your ass. Because you're just another crusty, dusty, musty, any daggone way. This is why when I say, when these bitches be up here talking about, I don't have, or it's so hard to raise a kid and all this other stuff, I got no sympathy for none of them. None. We don't care. Go tell that person that you had the kid with. No, that's crazy talk. Somebody else should come through and do it. Why? What do these people ever do to help somebody else to be so thinking that they are entitled for someone to help them?
And here's the thing, Michelle. I remember when my niece, the one I told you that told me that I was gay because I was talking about her decisions. When she was 4 years old, she was placed in foster care, and I took her out of foster care. Yeah. And I brought her home with me.
You told us. Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. And I was married at the time. My wife ended up leaving because she was upset that, I don't know, she ended up leaving. So for about a year or so, my niece, this little girl, was with me for a year. Without another adult in the house and me helping. I did not understand. I could never understand about what was so difficult about it, about the job.
About the job of raising a kid?
Yes. I didn't find it difficult.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't find it overbearing, or I just didn't. I mean, it was, there was a logistical stuff like scheduling and, you know what I mean? Her needing to get to school at a certain time, getting picked up, it was that stuff, but I didn't deem that to be stressful or hard.
Well, I mean, you're not a woman. You're not a woman. You're not a woman. So that's a difference.
I don't understand. I don't understand that, Michelle. What do you mean?
So keep that in mind. You're not a woman. So you're just going to look at it from your perspective from a man. So raising kids for me as a woman, I had postpartum, so it was definitely difficult. I was crying all the time. I was hormonal. I didn't think the kid liked me. See, these are the things that females go through.
You didn't think the kid it's a kid?
Yes, absolutely. This is what I'm saying. You will not understand this because you're not a woman. However, my point in all this is that even though it's overwhelming and everything and can be and all that, you eventually should get the hang of it. So I eventually got the hang of it. So when the next kid came along, it was like I knew what I was doing. So if there had been a third kid, of which there would be never, but if there was a third kid, then obviously it's like riding a bike. You get better, you get better, you get better. But the first one, I had no idea what I was doing. And I would be home all day by myself. So it's stressful. I get that. But guess what? Y'all bitches want to do this shit by yourself. So when my husband came home, unfortunately, after a full day of work, he had to deal with the kid because I was about to climb the damn walls. Now I have family who would come and help me when they could and all that good stuff. So I did have help and stuff like that. But it took me a while to get it straight. It took me about 4 months to figure it out and to realize that the kid is connected to me. The baby is connected to me. And she can tell when I'm stressed. So she's going to be stressed, like all that stuff that I figured out later on, whereas like, all right, I got it. And then I just went on with it. But the help was there. Again, why would I have a kid for someone and he gets to abscond? I don't understand that. Why would I have a kid with someone and be like, get the hell away? That sounds pretty stupid. I don't understand it, but hey, let them do what they do. So now after I got a handle of it, then I got a handle of it. So then when the next kid came along, I knew what I was doing. So I moved forward. These bitches got issues with every single kid. And kid be 7. They talking about postpartum. Shut the fuck up. You might get 6 months of postpartum, child. But not the whole kid's life. Come on now. When do you ever get the hang of shit? If you go to work and you go through training, how long does training take? 90 days?
90 days. I'm in it right now.
90 days. And you might get 6 months to know your job thoroughly. They give you 6 months to know it thoroughly when they say you off to the races and running. These bitches be complaining about this shit when they 14, 18, 25. Grow up.
They be 32 talking about postpartum. My kid 32.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it comes a point where you need to shut the fuck up. But I can understand in the beginning for sure. Even with a new daggone baby the second time, maybe even. But child, after a while, it's like, then why do you keep having these kids if you're so overwhelmed and whatnot? Then don't have no damn kids. And certainly don't be having no kids with a nigga that's not going to stay. Please.
Yeah, maybe maybe because it is a dude I just didn't find it that difficult.
You're a man.
And that's stressful. Maybe because I inherit her at 4, versus when she was a baby.
That might have something to do with it, but I honestly feel like it's because you're a man. No shade. We are not the same. You know that. We're not the same. I had the kid. So I've had the kid with me for 9 months to start, and then I bring her out, and all she does is cry. Yes, I had a tough time with that, and that's understandable. But these people don't think about stuff like that. Just like the one today that said, the kid got problems, child. I forget what it was, and I'm like, well, that's what y'all should be thinking about. While y'all here willy-nilly having sex, kid could have Down syndrome, autism, a disability, a missing limb, and y'all don't think that far ahead.
When my daughter was 3 months old, she came to stay with me for 5 months.
Mm-hmm.
Baby, her mama, was wilding out, so I didn't understand the stress, so I took the baby. My daughter has no idea that she spent that amount of time here with me by herself,
Mm-hmm.
But because I'm like, I don't understand it. I just, when I look at, maybe because of my man brain, I just put everything into tasks.
Yes.
Tasks in a schedule.
Yes.
And in efficiency. How can I get this done the quickest, easiest, simplest way possible? And then once I figure that out, I do it, and then it's just a cakewalk. It becomes routine.
Once I got over the hormonal part, that's exactly what happened thereafter. But initially, no, that's not what it was.
Yeah, I don't understand. But
best way that I could put this. If you don't want to be married, fine. If you don't want to be in a relationship, fine. If you want to travel the world, fine. If you want to be a single mother, cool. This nasty attitude of you not going to tell me though, why does it have to be all that? Why does everybody in the world have to know your fuckery, for lack of a better way to describe it? Especially with this heifer. I cannot stand this bitch. Y'all already know. And whoever said that they tired of watching Kendra, I've been cut her off because she's doing nothing positive to help anyone except for herself. The funny part about this is that as I was looking through her shit, because I never looked through it on Instagram, she now has, I think it's called a Kendra's Closet, where I guess she's selling these heifers clothes. And I just want to know from the 92%, why is it that you are so freaking gullible and you fall for any and everything just because it's a Black woman? Why is it that you can't just make your own decisions, first of all, based off of how people are and how they freaking treat you? Because TSR, meaning the Shade Room, keeps coming up with all these stupid ass stories about how y'all out here getting finessed by the same people that you think that you, because you ain't talking to me, have to follow and do for because they're Black and you're Black. Now, I know I was only a child in the 70s, but nothing like this.
Damn, you old.
55 next week.
Did you say 55?
Mm-hmm.
Jesus. Yeah, you said a child in the 70s.
Mm-hmm.
Have I ever experienced? And I'm not even talking, like, take the internet out of it, because it's not like we didn't talk to each other. I grew up in a old-fashioned Black neighborhood, or with grannies, aunties, uncles, all that. Kids.
Yeah, I remember my grandmother. I do remember my grandmother used to say, "I'm the mama and your daddy." Mm-hmm. I remember her saying that to me quite regularly.
My mother
And
never said that.
Huh?
My mom never said that.
Yep, my grandma did. And then she used to walk around calling herself the man. She would do that.
Can't wait till Father's Day. Oh yeah, I'll be on a cruise. Good luck to you.
Yeah, she used to walk around talking. She 80-some years old. She still talk about she the man to this day. And I just look at her now. I look at her and I be like, really, lady? You the man, but I'm taking care of the majority of your. Okay. We'll let you have that one if that's what your demented mind is telling you. But yeah, she would walk, and I think it was because she could not thoroughly get what she wanted. Now, whatever went down between her and my grandfather, which I've gotten bits and pieces, and some of it is not. There's a couple things I found out at my grandfather's funeral that blew my damn mind. Like, for some reason, why I thought my grandmother was my grandfather's first wife. That wasn't the case.
I just feel like, honestly, there's some things that we just don't need to know.
Yeah. And I was like, whoa. I found that out at the funeral because he had 2 other kids who showed up at this funeral that I had no idea. These are old fuckers now. You know what I mean? And he had a son that was older than my mother. I thought my mother was the oldest, and he had a daughter that was older than my mother. And they came to the funeral. And I was like, who are these people? And then my grandma was like, oh yeah, that's your granddaddy's first set of kids. I go, what? Whole life. And then I said, first set of kids. I said, how did y'all get together? Well, you know. That's all she said.
Just a bunch of crap that I feel like kids don't need to know.
Yep. Well, you know. But then stuff started making sense. Like how much you trashed my grandfather over the years, and come to find out that you were playing in somebody else's house.
I guess there's a lot of trauma in
a lot of it. And my story is not unique. It ain't unique at all. But the good thing about Gen X is that you did not. I guess the good and the bad thing is you did not know that stuff went around, or you weren't privy to it. Mm-hmm. But when you find out about it, 4 decades later, it's a mind fuck.
I mean, there have been kids that showed up at funerals and it was like, oh my God, but it's nothing to hang on to. Like, who cares? It's not my life. I don't give a damn. That's for them. I'm not taking it up. Like, why would I take this on? I don't care. Like, oh shit. All right. And that was that. Just like I told you, my cousin, who was my uncle's son, I didn't know was my uncle's son. I think I told y'all, me and him were looking at each other at one point that they finally had to be like, y'all are related. And it's like, well, thanks for letting us know. But it's okay. So then that's that. Like, I don't know. I just feel like people hold on to things too much that really, at the end of the day, who cares? Nobody, I hate when people say nobody is perfect, but honestly, those people, whoever's family, they did what they did. That's their choices. That's their life. So if they was lonely, or it was better that it worked out with whoever and this man and whoever with that man, they ain't got shit to do with me. They ain't got shit to do with me.
And that's how I look at it. But those who take it on.
Now there's a subset of people who actually take it on, which is the real problem, because I don't know if you saw the video with the older lady where she was saying about how back in the day, they just got raped. They couldn't say no to their husbands. They didn't really want all those kids, blah, 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 blah. And now the bitches is acting like, oh, well, my grandmother had to go through. Well, were you there? Well, did you have to go through it? So why are you taking this on? Why are you taking the trauma on? It doesn't make sense.
I'm not sure that old lady said she was raped. I think
you said that that's how it just was.
Yeah. You didn't tell your husband no. Yeah.
Right. And I can see that. And I believe it to be true. I believe it to be true. Because who the hell want 10 kids and you poor as hell? But, whatever.
Yeah.
Even though we see people doing it now. But I can see that because, women couldn't do their own thing. They had to have their husband to sign for shit. You couldn't own shit. Makes sense. However, we're in 2026. Why are y'all living through something that one, you didn't live through, you didn't go through, it's not your life, it's honestly not your business, and that's not how you're living. Okay, you have the knowledge, so the fuck what? That's the same difference as taking on slavery at every turn. What are y'all doing? What are y'all doing? You're not slaves. Go out there and make a living. Do something with yourself. You certainly know how to fuck. Go out there and figure out how to make a better life for yourself.
Marshawn, I think we're conditioned. Conditioned for the fuckery. Those of us who grew up in it. Did I tell you that when I was 17, I found out my grandmother had me on Social Security or whatever, or some kind of disability?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. So let me talk about conditioning. When I found out, I was like, I want this shit. I was 17 and understood that was not a good thing. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And the amount of anger that came out of that. What do you mean? This will take care of you for the rest of your life. You ain't got to work. This is free money. What?
We like free stuff.
Right. Yeah. I said, Grandma, back then, minimum wage was $4.25.
Shout out to us.
So that's why I consider myself a Gen X, because most Gen X remember that as the minimum wage. Yeah. Yep. And I said to her, if I did 40 hours a week at $4.25 an hour, Grandma, I said, I would make 3 times that. Why would I take that? It was like the check was like $575 or some crap like that. Why would I take a $575 check and I can go to work and make 3 times that just by working?
Because there's enough of the community that is just enthralled with free. I'm telling you, it's free stuff. Now I understand the need or the want, the request, the requirement, whatever you want to call it, for reparations. But the only thing they can think of is money, free money. There's so many other things that can be given for reparations. So if all these people think they're getting $10 million each, I don't understand why they think in that. But it's just an obsession with free, and nothing is free is the crazy part. That's what I've always been told. Ain't nothing free.
Ain't nothing free.
It's gonna cost you something at some point and somehow in some way.
Yeah, but see, when you have a generation who talked a generation into the free, and then Marshawn, let me tell you something. These so-called YNs that are out here with these street takeovers and all this other crazy stuff, Marshawn, that's our generation's kids.
Those aren't my kids.
I'm talking about not you directly, Marshawn.
No. I know they're not mine directly, but my kids is in there pushing 30 and in their 30s.
Right. Those are your kids' kids doing that now.
Mm.
When you think about it, when you start thinking about the age and stuff like that, that's my generation. Like if I had an adult, I'm old enough to have an adult child.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I had a girl who got pregnant by me in 98, and she got rid of it. If that kid has survived, that will be a 29-year-old kid, and let's say he had a kid. That'll be a teenage kid at this point. That's the generation that's out here doing all of this stuff. But we were raised to not be like that. Marshawn, I was a teenager out in the streets after hours at night, but I wasn't out there causing chaos.
No, that's the difference, because the community allows any thing. You should be able to do anything because of what we went through for slavery. Child, you didn't go through anything. So I don't
go through nothing.
Yeah, you haven't gone through anything to be buying that as a reason, which is why these 2 cases with what's his name in the South Carolina and Carmelo, it's like this guy over here should be held accountable for deleting this kid, but this kid shouldn't be held accountable for deleting this kid.
Right on.
See the hypocrisy there?
Yeah. And let me tell you something. Mm-hmm. My grandfather is 90 years old. He has the right to be disgruntled because of the shit that he's going through. My grandfather, you can't, there are certain like businesses here, even in 2026, he will not go, he will not set foot in, and you can't bring it to his house because of how they treated him.
Mm-hmm.
Like the fast food chain Steak and Shake. Like he used to talk about how when he took my grandmother out on a date, my dad's mother out on a date, and they went to Steak and Shake, and he had to go knock on the back door, order the food, and they would throw it in the bag. Sometimes they would throw it in the trash can, the trash dump, by the back door or on the ground, and not even have the decency enough to hand it to them. They got a right to gripe.
Steak and Shake been out that long?
You've been around that long. Been around that long. Yeah, it's a staple here in St. Louis. They're everywhere. They're not doing well, but they're everywhere.
Okay.
By the way, they got a whole for a whole advertisement now that if you invest $10,000, they're partnering with you with a franchise.
That's good.
Yep. And guess how many people are taking advantage of that? None.
Nobody. No black people for sure.
No. Because once you look into it, you got to go to Atlanta. You got to go get trained. You don't.
Yes, you have to do what they say. That's how they work.
Yep. Because you're only investing $10,000. You're actually a partner with the corporate, so you only get 48% of the profits. So, and then the first 5 years, you're actually on a salary. So they don't want to go through none of the steps to actually they're actually doing a buy here, pay here, the franchise ownership. Now, and then the salary is $168,000 a year for you to basically run this franchise and see if you can make it profitable, and then sharing the profits. But they don't. But yeah. That's too much work.
Well, then that's why there's no generational wealth. You're gonna have to work.
You're gonna have to work.
That's actually a good deal, since you get the salary, you only invest $10,000, you get all the resources, they teach you everything, and you have the name recognition. But people that don't know about business and don't want to hear about business are never going to know that.
Yeah, why would I give up? Because what? What? What you think you're gonna get for $10,000? What the hell do you think you're gonna get for $10,000?
The world. $10,000 is the world.
Jesus Christ. What'd
you
say?
Shout out to Kofa.
Oh, is he in here?
In the chat.
What do you say? Modern day slavery?
Sure.
Oh. It actually is for the first 5 to 7 years of that deal with them. It actually is, but the thing is, what happens on the back end though. And then here's the thing: if the franchise fails in that time period, you're not on the hook for anything.
I was just gonna say you would lose out on $10,000. That's it.
Yes, that's it. But you got a big executive salary though.
You're making $168. You're gonna have to work. You're gonna have to work. If you don't want to work, then don't do it.
Don't do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I know a group of a lady and a husband team who was one was a nurse and one was the husband was the nurse and the wife I think worked in housekeeping at the hospital. They actually went out and did it.
Good.
And then they hired. They were a little bit older. They hired their children to as the staff in there to keep it in there. And that was almost 10 years ago, and they're still going.
Good for them.
They're still going. Mm-hmm. But no, we couldn't do it. I went to my sisters to see if they would do it with me, and they were like, no.
You know damn well that you couldn't do it with your damn family anyway.
Yeah. Well, some people can, but not us.
Not us. No.
Yeah, I'm glad glad it worked out that way. Trust, I really do.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let me see what else you got to say in here.
You know what I'm saying? Local school, it was all black people in a whole ass black neighborhood. Everybody owned their house. Everybody maybe even had more than one house. People were married for the most part. And yeah, we know that people were sneaking out over here. Yeah, we know that people were sneaking out over there sometimes even. But for the most part, you minded your business. You took care of what you had to take care of. You took care of your family. No drama, no shame to the family name.
That was a big one. No shame to the family name. Mm-hmm. Now, those words were not specifically spoken to me, but it was always, don't you be out here showing your ass.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be out here showing your ass. That was kind of the verbiage that was being told to me.
Yeah, we may have said it in a different way, but we were told the same thing.
Yeah. Don't let nobody don't. Yeah. So they but now they don't give a damn about that because you'll have the parents out there wilding out with them.
They don't even know what their family names are. Every kid got a different name.
Every kid got a different name.
Mama got a different name too.
Yep.
Come on now. I would never want that. I would never want that.
They can't donate blood or kidney to one another and their siblings.
Right. Crazy.
Here's the question I got, Michonne, a little bit off topic. So, you know, they always say that a woman should go back to her baby daddy, right? Mm-hmm. They should always try to work it out with her baby daddy. Mm-hmm. The majority of these women out here got 3 and 4 baby daddies. Which one do they go back?
The interesting part is when I hear people say that, I just want to say, well, how do you know he'll have her is really the real question.
But it ain't just it's not a singular guy.
Understood, but it doesn't matter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How do you know they will have her? They've already had her and didn't make her, be together. And I know that they can push people away. I get it. I know that. But for the most part, one would think that if they really was worth a damn, that something would have worked out for some period of time. It doesn't seem like from most of the stories, let me just say most of the stories, ain't nobody been around together. Or it was the woman that's like, oh, I've been taking care of him all this time. Well, child, then keep doing it. What is the problem?
What's the problem?
Yeah, you've been doing it. So what is the problem now? Because you didn't heard somebody like Kendra say something. Now you effing your own shit up.
Yeah, I don't get it. But see, here's the thing, and I said this maybe a year or two ago, Michonne, most of us here are not here out of a plan. We're here out of a fuck. We're here because two people just fucking.
Mm-hmm.
There was no plan. There was no intention. There was no relationship. A lot of these girls talk about that. I was with him. No, you was just fucking him. That doesn't make him your man.
There you go. So who are they supposed to go back to? That's why you can't go back.
That's why you can't go back.
Correct.
Acknowledge you.
Salute to Kofa with the $10 super chat. Is that $10 super chat? Yes. I was told I didn't raise you to look at you through prison bar. Oh,
that's good.
I was told I didn't raise you to look at you through prison bars. Absolutely.
That's good.
That's
I never heard that.
Huh?
I never heard that, but that's good.
Yeah, that's a good one. I wasn't told that either, because I wasn't in and out of trouble. But Kofa, thank you.
Acknowledge you.
Okay. All right. Let me see what else.
I always say that no shame to the family name. You people today do not give a damn about none of that. And then turn around and start talking about community. We had community back in the 70s and even the 80s. I would even say in the 90s. We had what was a community, because if I did something on this corner.
Yes. I just thought about something. When I was going to church as a young man, middle school, we had our church is big enough where we had a male choir, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And one of their anniversaries, they all had to have, all these suits because my grandma was all about the church. So me and my uncle were the only damn teenagers in this male choir with all these old 67-year-old men who can't sing on key. But but that's okay because I can't sing on key either. But I remember that this man, he was an usher at the church. He was also in the male choir. His name was Conway. And you'll never forget him. He's since passed. I remember when they were having the male choir anniversary and they were having custom tailor suits made.
Mm-hmm.
And he paid for me and my Uncle Leonard, paid for him to get our suits done. Community, because my grandmother couldn't afford it. And it was during one of the times where she had ran William out of the house, the man with the paycheck. She ran him out of the house. So there was a good 8-9 month period of time there where there was virtually no money coming through the door, other than whatever monthly check she was getting in, which wasn't enough to buy, at that point, that was a lot of money, a $300 custom suit, But that's so yeah, community. And then also, there were 2 black cops that went to my church. So we got pulled over, we got in trouble, or we ran into a white cop that wasn't that friendly to us. We can say, hey, I'm related to Jerry. You can say I'm related to Jerry, and that would, save you an ass whooping, from a cop. Back then, they would, and they would, politely escort you home if you were a teenager out there doing something, if they knew you were related to or knew somebody that was on the force. Mm-hmm. But we had that back then. And I lived in a small town, 80,000 people, and it was big enough where you can get around, but small enough where people knew each other. People knew.
Mm-hmm.
Knew. And there was no such thing as, you better not say nothing to my kid if my kid is out of order. That wasn't a thing.
Nope.
That wasn't a thing at all.
Nope.
So
you could say something, and they did.
And they did.
And they did.
Especially now, they would say something to you, and then the next thing you know, they either call them to come by to make sure that you confess to what you did.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
That's not going to happen. But I mean, it's too. I was going to say that needs to happen now, but it's never going to happen. It's too far out. It's too far gone. It's too far
gone.
Mm-hmm.
By the time I got home, my grandmother is going to know about it. If I took the long way home, somebody's going to say, Michonne, where you going? You know you need to go that way. If I actually did this. My school was a block away from my house with my grandmother. I got a D or something on a paper. First grade kindergarten, right? It must have been first grade. I dropped it on purpose. Thinking that it would just go away. Right? Do you know by the time I got home, somebody was walking right in behind me saying, Michonne, drop this. I want to make sure you got it. Talking to my granny. And then, of course, she comes to me and says, why you dropped this? And I'm lying. And I said, I didn't. She said, you dropped this on purpose, didn't you? I said, no, I didn't. Lying. I was lying. She said, don't lie to me. Of course, I had my head down. She said, don't you ever do this again. She said, because it don't matter what the damn grade is. You don't be littering. Because that's what she went to. Don't be littering. And she said, don't be lying to me. And then don't be taking and don't be messing up in school and think that you're just gonna throw something away and not let nobody know.
Yeah, there ain't no way in the hell that shit's that's going down today.
Mm-mm.
Not the way.
What are you talking about? You got a whole ass dumb bitch that comes onto the TV to say that my son was supposed to graduate with a .0013. Like it's a complete fuckery. That's it. It's just complete fuckery. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it is. Lord, yeah. I mean, there are things that I wish that were still around, but I think my generation really fucked a lot of this up, Michelle. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Is that the crackhead generation?
Yeah, I'm the crackhead kid.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yep. I think we fucked a lot of this up.
I wouldn't disagree, but people try to blame it on C-19, and it's like
no.
Years ago, what are we talking about?
No,
they're messing up them alphas, of course, or betas. I think they're called next, but I don't think it did all that to all of what's going on now.
No. The behavior is my generation who overcompensated. My generation created the participation trophy.
Yeah.
Yep. We overcompensated for this shit, and now our kids are out here. It's hard for me to say our kids because mine is 11. I don't have any 20-year-olds, running around. But I got friends who got 20-something-year-old kids running around here, and they got kids already. I got friends that are grandparents. That shit is wild to me. But they're out here, and they overcompensated. And then guess what? The next generation did even worse. Especially when there's no accountability. My kid
everybody's equal, allegedly.
Yeah, everybody equal. Didn't do nothing. My kid didn't do nothing wrong. And then I remember, before me and my wife split, her complaining about how the schools were starting to pressure her to changing failing grades.
I bet.
They were to changing failing grades. I couldn't imagine a teacher growing Mr. Kelly or Miss Anzalone or Miss Mobeck, my grandma calling them and say, I need you to change this test score because whatever. They were like, nah, he earned that.
But you know what? That's probably a more major problem as well. Because as we saw, these kids right now cannot enunciate, pronounce, understand, know what a damn sentence means, can't pronounce words. So if we already knew, and what I was hearing when I was in school, which my mother would not allow, is that you just get pushed through. Black kids just get pushed through. Now, I'm sure everybody gets pushed through personally, but of course we're disproportionately affected. So we're getting pushed through. As long as you're having a nice prom, and as long as your clothes are nice, and all that good stuff, then you're doing good. Then you get out here in real life, and then you can't think, you can't do anything. You're just a bump on the log, which is what it used to be called. And now what you're supposed to do? I believe people was changing grades. I absolutely believe that. I know they used to do it I know for a fact they used to do it for star athletes, because you didn't want to lose a game. You didn't want to lose a football game. You didn't want to lose a basketball game. Now that I know for a fact.
But they didn't do it for star flunkies.
You're correct. It was just them. It was just them.
It was just them.
It was just them. Yeah.
That was kind of understood.
Yeah.
You understand? That was just kind of understood. But like now, they're pressuring them to change, and then I don't understand. I don't get it.
Money now, I believe it's for money now, because they get loads and loads of money.
Federal money for
failure, mind you, which is crazy. You're improving nothing. Your scores are shit, and you get more money because we need another program.
Yeah, because that we already know through the 80s and the 90s, ain't nothing more black than a program.
Child. Just add another program. School taxes just went up around here. I was so pissed off that they raised them. I'm like, I told my children, I said, just put my address down so they can get some benefit out of these damn schools. I said, because these schools are very good, but I ain't got no kids in them. Why I got to pay for it? I'm not children up.
Yeah, we don't want to talk about them damn taxes. Absolutely. Let me see, is there anything else? I think that might have been everything. Hold on.
She said, don't be having our business out here in the street. And I'm in the first grade. This is what was going on in the 70s. We really did have a community. We really did have people who looked out for us. Nobody said there was no crime. Nobody said there was no racism. What I'm going to say is there was more racism then than it is now. I'm not trying to compare racism. Trust me, I'm not. But it was a lot more blatant back then than now. But nobody can seem to do anything. Life sucks. And if life is so bad, why is it that you heifers got to keep coming out here and talking shit?
They're just angry because they want the man that they want to comply. Not that they need to pick the best option for them and roll with that. They want the guy that they want to comply. And they're angry because that motherfucker won't comply.
You mean the same one that everybody else wants, or just anyone to be the control that they're looking for?
Both.
Okay.
Both.
Because I called the control a long time ago. It's definitely about control, for sure.
Yeah. Well, to me, I think one of the pathologies of why they choose these basically homeless men to procreate with is because they can control them.
Correct. Which is why a woman can say, I took care of you for all this time. Of course you did. And you like who wants that? I mean, obviously there's people that do, but I just can't imagine so that I could just tell you what to do. Why do I need to tell you what to do? You're a whole ass adult.
But but they don't understand that they can't control them either.
Control your kids.
They can't. They refuse. They don't know how.
So then the odds are you can't really control a man either, because you can't even control yourself. You first got to start with yourself.
There you go. But they come out here with these blanket statements and want to tag us all with that jacket that don't fit.
No, definitely everything is y'all's fault for sure.
But I'm gay because I won't tolerate it.
Yes, sassy.
Ain't that something?
Acknowledge you.
Is that Mike Love?
It's Mike Love, Judge Love.
Okay, Mike Love with the $5. Thank you, sir. Grammar, reading, and being respectful was my mother's main pet peeve. Yeah, I told you, Michonne, by the time I was like in the 3rd or 4th grade when they discovered I couldn't read. I couldn't read it right. Michonne, I couldn't write my own goddamn name. I didn't know it.
Don't worry, these kids graduate and don't know how to write their name.
Right, but see, of all of the things I have to give my grandmother credit for is back then they had that. I think you mentioned it earlier on your stream today. That what's it called? That Hooked on Phonics.
Mm-hmm.
She went down to the Literacy Council, became a Hooked on Phonics instructor, and then came home and taught me how to read.
Oh, that was good.
Because they wanted to remove me and put me in a special ed class because they thought something was wrong with me. Mm-hmm. And the few times that she did right by me, that was one of them. She goes, "I'll be damned. Ain't nothing wrong with him. He ain't going to no weird class with no kids drooling. That's not what's wrong with him."
Imagine if they had that fervor now, because I'm telling you, when you were talking about Social Security disability, you know you can get that type of stuff for ADHD, and ADHD is pushed on boys all damn time.
Yes.
Give them some medicine. Come get your Ritalin. It was Ritalin when I was in school. Everybody on Ritalin. Or if it was something wrong with you, you were able to call them RET. And then they rode a special bus, had these special classes. It was all this stuff, which I can see how that could be, a little bit off-putting, ostracizing or whatever. But it was what it was, because it don't matter. We was all made fun of. It don't matter. You're too tall. You're too dark. You sound white. It could be anything. It is what it is.
Yeah, those are some brutal years learning how to do all that. And as much as that woman has done wrong, there were a few key major points in my life where she absolutely did the right thing. That was one of them. You know what I mean? Getting me functionally literate. You know what I mean? That was a thing. And one of the things I can attest to is that they say that if you, from a literacy standpoint, if you are behind by the time you get into 3rd grade or something like that, you will be forever behind. Mm-hmm. And so no matter how many gains I've made, I still have a major, major problem with reading and writing. So when I write stuff, I know you saw that long ass email I sent you, whatever, but you have no idea that takes me about an hour to construct. Mm. Because I have to go over it and over it. I got to stop, come back because because I have some issues there. But I'm glad that those were fixed. People don't know on a day-to-day when they're interacting with me, but I know that they're there and I can see it. If you ever see anything that I do in the raw, you would be like, it would terrify you. But I've learned some tools and skills along the way to try to make sure I can get where I need to get, but that's through hard work. So that's one of the things that I guess that was indicative of I guess part of her upbringing that was her doing right by me. And I'll never forget the day. This was really amazing. I'll never forget the day when I got into 7th grade, and then I brought some math home, and then my grandmother she looked me in the face and she goes, she said, "This is the furthest I can take you with your education." She goes, "I stopped going to school in 7th grade. I can't go no further with you." Mm-hmm. And she said, then the next set of words, she goes, "That's what the hell they pay them teachers for." She goes, "If you don't understand, you raise your hand. If you got to stay after school, you let me know, we stay after school. If you struggling, you're scared to talk to the teacher, I will talk to her for you." But she goes, "But there is no excuse for you not to learn or get your lesson, because that was a wild conversation."
Your microphone is messed up.
Is it messed up again?
There you go.
Okay. That was a really wild conversation. What the hell? Did it pop out again?
It sounded like it was going to, but you're fine.
Okay. Yeah. But I can't imagine a modern day parent doing that. They just want to, my sister didn't do it with her kids. And my sister stopped going to school in 8th grade. I don't know how that was able to happen, but it happened.
It is what it is. We know what the problems are, and people don't want to acknowledge it. They just want to listen to stupid ass people like Roland Martin and think they're doing something, or call Chinese food places and place fake orders. That's really going to make a difference.
Yeah, I think I'm going to do that tomorrow.
I think you should.
No. Because that's really going to change something.
That's what I'm saying. Like, the things that they want to do aren't going to change or move a needle, but they can laugh at it, and then nothing changes. So
if I do that, that's going to show Trump.
Yeah, I'm sure
Trump's a racist.
That'll tell him. That'll do it. That'll make a difference.
Lord have mercy.
Lord
have mercy. I think that's all I got to cover for that. I want to get to this court stuff because I'm starting to get tired. But do you want to do? I don't know if. Let me ask you for tonight's conversation. Did you do the one with the woman that said she fell out of love with her husband or some shit?
You gotta give me more.
That's all I got the title of.
Oh, I don't know. I'd have to see. That's what you're about to do?
Here, I'm gonna bring it up for you. Hold on, let me get this off the screen.
When you have fell out of love with your husband for now.
You did that one?
Yeah.
Okay. What about this one? I saved these two.
And I'm 33.
Did you do this one?
I didn't do it with them, but I've seen this one.
Okay. Oh, we'll do this one, and then we'll move on to the court stuff.
Look at her. Oh my God, go ahead.
So go.
Oh my God.
What is the blonde?
All I can think about is Jamel. Look at this hair. Like, what the fuck?
That's Jamel's little, that's her niece. That's her niece.
What the okay.
I'm a mom of 7 and I'm 33.
Okay. She said what? Hold on. I didn't hear that right.
You heard it.
Hold on. No, I didn't.
I'm a mom of 7 and I'm 33.
God damn.
You know you heard it. It's only 7. She's still living in the 60s and 70s.
Jesus Christ. You know what? I really don't think, because I think I saw it, but I don't remember it too much. I don't know if I really want to see this. She a mom of 7. Okay.
I'm a mom of 7 and I'm 33.
Okay.
With being a mom of 7, do you think that a woman of multiple children is still capable of finding someone?
First, let me ask you before I make the statement. Do the kids have the same father?
Yes, they do.
Okay, well, that's a good thing. That's a good thing.
She lying. She lying. That motherfucker lying.
You mean blonde is lying that they're all the same person?
Exactly, you lying bitch.
I need that drop. Oh my God. I'm so stealing that. I'm so stealing that. But you think she's lying?
There's no way. There's no way.
I'm
There's
a
no
mom
way.
of 7, and I'm 33.
Okay.
With being a mom of 7, do you think that a woman of multiple children is still capable of finding someone?
First, let me ask you before I make the statement. Do the kids have the same father?
Yes, they do.
Okay, well, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. Okay.
Why is that a good thing?
Hold on. We're talking about 7
raise
children.
the roof.
Okay. This
Got
is no
the
offense
same
to you
father.
because it's absolutely possible for you to find a quality man. What makes it a tad bit difficult is that you have to find a man who has the financial footing to take care of you and 7 children. And then you also have to be able to find a man who is going to be willing to come in and create structure in that household. 7 children on one person is a lot to create structure in. So there's a lot that this man is going to have to come in and do. On top of that, creating a secure space for you when you have to be a mother and you have to take care of the majority of the things that happen in a house. Are you going to have the ability to be able to love this man in a way that he needs to be loved, in a way that registers as love to him when you have to love 7 other individuals? You're going to need a man who can love those children as his own.
Yep.
That is a huge responsibility to put on a person who does not have those children. Those are not his kids. Right. But if I were you, no disrespect, I'll try to work it out with the father.
No.
Oh no. After 7 kids, bitch.
Mashawn, I have no idea what the hell Kitty said.
She didn't say anything. First of all, she tried to talk about, they all got the same dad. That's good. And the crowd started, what? So that's the bar now. So when they don't have the same dad, y'all still say the same thing. So it don't mean nothing anyway.
But she is built the way we like them.
Ever seen a woman that's just thick?
That girl is built like you like her?
Huh?
That girl is built like you like him?
You didn't see, you know how us blacks, we like them curvy, big hips, big old ass, stomach to the knees. Yeah, we love that.
Oh, okay. Well, that's what they probably said. Well, you look good for 7 kids. Not realizing that's an insult. But
let me see if they. Oh, there you go. All right. There you go. I don't know if I can blow that up or not.
I don't need to see it.
She's trend approved.
Oh, there you go. However,
I don't even remember, what was her question?
Okay.
Can she find a man with 7 kids? That's basically the question.
Can she find a man? Of course.
Of course, I'm sure she wants to have a relationship, a quality relationship, is what Kitty said, and get married. I'm just trying to understand.
Mashawn, no one is asking if they can find a man to get married. They're all asking if they can just find a man.
You're absolutely right. So
no one has ever come up there and said, I want to be married. They don't ever say that. We are perpetual daters.
You're right.
She basically need to come up there and say, is there any way I can find me a long-term dick?
She can get that.
Yes.
She can get that for sure.
All of them can get that. Mm-hmm. Now when you start talking about, I guess Kitty and them, they're talking about, I guess they're talking about marriage. I think they're talking about marriage, but long-term proposition, I believe they can even get that. However, can they get that from who they want? That ain't just for the woman, it's for the dude too.
But she was sitting up there, meaning Kitty, talking about you got to find a man that has the money to take care of 7 kids and know that you're going to take care of 7 kids. So that's what she's talking about.
Talk about the money.
No. Kitty's talking about relationship, marriage. You're right. The girl didn't say that, so she probably isn't talking about it. So if you're not going to speak what it is that you want, how the hell is anybody else supposed to know? Which is probably why you ended up where you are. And the face that she made after going and having 7 kids by somebody is pretty disrespectful as far as I'm concerned. Because you weren't making that face when you was making 7 kids. So don't say that. Don't make that face now.
I wonder how old is the youngest one?
Man, they didn't ask none of those questions.
Yeah, I don't. Well, maybe later, because they don't put out like the full context clips either.
Yeah, the segment is too long for a short.
Huh?
The segment would be too long for a short.
Yeah. Do they even put out long form content?
Somewhere on the app they do, but I'm not paying for it. So other than that,
okay, yeah.
That's why I go by the stamps, because they have the longer versions of it.
The who?
The stamps, a couple on YouTube who also review their videos, but they have the whole segment, so that's why I like using their videos.
What is Mike Love talking about? They all want the excitement of the courting stage, not the work of the maintaining the lasting relationship.
Is that what you think that it is?
I don't. I don't know. Here's the thing. I know Kitty. They always talk about the money for somebody else's kids. That's where I fall in the line of the ungratefulness.
I was going to say, do you think that that woman would thank the next man if he decided to get with her for taking care of her kids, like you talked about?
Absolutely not.
Right. Exactly.
I told you about the lady I was dealing with at one point. She had a little boy there, and I remember her in the wintertime, the heat, I don't know if I told you this, the heat in her car went out. Like there was something wrong with the blower. I don't know, but the heat went out in her car in the wintertime. And so I offered her, I said, hey, that little boy, and he was little at the time, 4 or 5 years old or something like that. I said, you know what? I got another car I'm not driving. I said, until you can get your car situated, you know what I mean, your heat and stuff like that, you can go ahead and take the other car. And I said you could take the car that I'm not using. It was the third vehicle. I not driving. And her response was, I don't need you to pretend like you care. I said, what? I said, I'm confused. What do you mean? I said, if I didn't care, I wouldn't be offering you. And she was like, no, if you cared that much, you would just offer to get mine fixed.
I knew that's where it was going.
I said, let me tell you something. I said, let me tell you something right now. I said, that little motherfucker right there, that ain't none of my kid. I'm not responsible for making sure that your kid is safe. I said, I'm being decent because you're fucking me. And I got a piece of equipment that I don't ever use, and I'm offering it to you out of kindness. I said, but thank you for being ungrateful, because I know not to offer your ass shit else again. These people are cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Not 7 kids. You think she would be grateful for that motherfucker to come up in there and even if he came showed up with a box of cereal, you think she would be grateful for that? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Let me
maintaining a relationship is hard work. So I do agree with that for sure. And these people don't want to work hard. So I guess it does make sense. Because child, as soon as something happens, everybody is freaking done.
Yeah, any little thing.
Yeah, no conversation. Well, that is very weird, in my opinion, for her to just be like, "Oh, well, you don't care because you won't get the car fixed." Where they do that at?
I end up asking her. I said, "Has anybody you ever been with gotten your car fixed?" I end up asking her that, but like a few weeks later, and she was like, "Well, no." I said, "Then why in the hell do you think I was going to?" And she couldn't answer that. I said, "Oh, you thought you hit a lick with me." I said, "Oh, okay." I said, "All you did was just show me that I don't need to do anything for you. I don't need to be kind."
Well, now you need to take her back on, according to her mom.
Yep. Or you're right. I said, your son get frostbite. I said, that's between you and his daddy. Y'all work that shit out. But people, they just don't. Yeah. They don't understand what they're asking, and they don't care, and they sit around and wonder why no one's coming to help them with their situation when there are people out here. Somebody will help that, that 7-time baby. It won't be me. That's 7. I barely want to deal with the one that I got.
I hear that.
No, not at all. All right, I want to get to the court shit real quick. Now, the reason why I want to talk about the court stuff is because we as blacks, we really don't do a good job of trying to figure out how shit work. And we always just stumble into stuff and wonder why shit never work itself out. Because we don't understand processes and procedures and stuff like that. One thing that I have learned is that a lot of people don't understand like even how our federal government works. Everybody thinks that the president, whether it be Donald Trump or or Joe Biden, they think they can do anything just by decree, which means that they don't understand the functions of our government. They don't even understand the basic functions of our government. They don't understand that we got 3 different branches of government. They don't know what those 3 branches of government are. They don't know what those 3 branches of government do.
But it's fine that you don't know, but when someone says something to you, it's your responsibility to go find it the fuck out.
But
I'm not even gonna hold anybody accountable, because there's plenty of things that I have no problem with saying that I don't know. But what I can't do is continue to go down that road having ChatGPT, Google, and a fucking phone in my hand.
Exactly. But they're always complaining about their outcomes.
That's their problem. They deserve it. That's why I have no sympathy, no empathy. And I already know. That's why what I do know is how landlording works. Renting, owning, all that shit I know, which is why as soon as I hear half of this shit, as soon as they start talking, I know clearly you don't read. Clearly you don't read.
None of them read. I'm gonna play some of this clip of this court case. It's a child support hearing court case or something like that. Now, I hear a lot of times, a lot of people, especially on the interweb and YouTube, they talk about child support as if it's like as if the rules, regulations are standard, and they're not. They're very state specific.
Oh, like many things, yeah, specific to your state. I agree.
They're very specific to your state.
Yes.
So a lot of times people are talking about child support related issues and functions, and they're talking as if it's something that's across the board. Let me give you an example. A lot of times people talk about custody. You need to go file for custody. You got to go get you some custody. The mama acting up, go sue her for custody.
Shut up.
But little do they know that custody means something different in every state. It does not mean, now I know generally speaking, when we're talking about, to go get custody, I understand people are thinking the physical possession of the child. When I was working for the Urban League, I was working in a fatherhood responsibility program, and I got there because I went to paralegal school, and I ended up working for a family law firm, and all I did was like divorces and child custody stuff. That's all I did. So when the Urban League opened up this fatherhood responsibility program, and one of the key tenets of it was to help these non-custodial fathers gain access, more regular access to their children through the court system, I moved there because I thought I could be more effective. You know what I mean? More beneficial. And I sucked as a paralegal, by the way. You know what I mean? I knew the information, but I was not good at the structure of writing orders, writing motions and interrogatories and timekeeping. so it was kind of good timing. You know what I mean? I had the knowledge. I couldn't do the technical part of the job really well, but I could take that skill set and go deal with this someplace else. So when I got over to the Urban League and I started dealing with this stuff, and then I started working with this, we collaborated with an agency called the Center for Fathers, Family, and Public Policy. So there were a consortium of lawyers. When I started working with them, we started getting these influx of men who would come in and they would have all of these motions, handwritten motions that they would have for visitation and custody, and they were all denied. Visitation was denied, custody stuff was denied. It was always denied. And they could not understand why they couldn't get they could never get a hearing. And they couldn't even get a modification because it was always denied. That's because they were filing the wrong thing. They would go in and they would file for visitation, which for me and you, that means seeing and having access to your kid, right?
Yeah.
That's not what that is in Wisconsin.
Mm-hmm.
Visitation is something that grandparents can do in Wisconsin. A grandparent can file for legal court-ordered visitation, not a custodial parent. A custodial parent must file for placement. And a lot of men would come through wanting visitation, couldn't see their kids, and was getting frustrated and would not even circle back to find out in the courts. Let me tell you something about the courts. It's its own little world and its own little ecosystem. They're not going to tell you. The judge is not going to tell you because it's inappropriate. The person on the other side of opposite of you, they're not prosecutors in child support court. The other side, the child enforcement agency, they're not going to tell you. They're not going to tell you.
It's not their job to tell you.
It's not their job to tell you. They're going to tell you, go hire a lawyer. Go hire a lawyer. That's how we came about, because they were having this became a very political issue. This became a very political issue. In the Urban League and this agency that I work for, we ended up actually changing the law in Wisconsin. We end up changing the custody law. Now, custody in Wisconsin, I'm going through all this for a reason.
Let me interrupt you for a second. 11 o'clock, I gotta go.
Okay.
Okay.
What time is it?
11:15.
Okay. Hold on. Custody in Wisconsin only means decision making.
Mm-hmm.
It only means decision making. Who has the right to make decisions? And so we got the law changed through advocacy and going through the proper channels, that anybody who's adjudicated the biological parent, they get custody decision making at the establishment of paternity.
This is all foreign stuff to me. Never been my issue. So,
I know.
Yeah.
But I'm just talking about going through about how people don't understand. They're engaging in these arenas and they don't even understand terminology, lingo, or processes, and they need to.
Yes, because it's something that you should be doing. Well, first of all, you either have to read or you need a lawyer. That's it.
Right.
And most people don't, because of course they can't afford a lawyer. So they just go down there wasting time. And then you come back, it's wrong. And then they go back and then they're asking the people behind the counter and they're like, I'm not a lawyer. Don't ask me.
Don't ask me. And they're doing it. And everyone tells you, go get a lawyer, or get educated on the process. Mm-hmm. And a lot of times that they don't. And a lot of times, and let me tell you something, they love it when you come in there without a damn
lawyer.
Without a lawyer.
Yes.
Because you're gonna get ate the fuck up. Now, what I'm gonna show you is part of a clip or part of a thing where I'm telling you right now, they took it easy on this guy. He did not understand the process. He did not understand what was going on. And the mother had a lawyer. But even then, they showed him some mercy. Hold on a second. But you can tell how ill-equipped
Attorney Lark. So Attorney Lark and Mr. Gray, you all are going to be given 30 minutes per side that will include any opening and closing statements. Oh, I'm getting tongue twisted. That will include any opening and closing statements should you all choose to make one. Mr. Gray, I know that you're representing yourself, so you're held to the same standard as an attorney in terms of making your objections.
Did you hear what she told him?
Yeah, you're a lawyer.
You're a
good judge. Yeah, she's a decent judge, though.
Which I was like, yeah, you're a lawyer. Mm-hmm. Yes, they tell everybody that.
I was a lawyer when I went to evict. I basically was a lawyer, but I read the whole damn landlord-tenant agreement.
Yes, and you have to know the procedures, and every level of court, which I didn't go through here. There's different standards too of the procedure. Mm-hmm. The most lax court you can go through is small claims court, which is I think where your eviction stuff is actually even handled at.
Maybe you suing for money and stuff. Yeah,
it's less formal, but there's a cap on small claims court. Some places it's 5,000, some places it's 10,000, but there's a cap, and if you reach that, if you exceed that threshold, then you got to go to the next to civil litigation, which is a step above with its own set of process. We don't even know the different levels of course that we got to go through and what is required.
Attorney Lark may make objections, and when you hear her say the word objection, you just stop speaking and wait for me to make a ruling on it, okay?
Okay, understood.
All right, and Attorney Lark is going to go first. She's going to call any witnesses that Ms. Cole may have. After you hear her say that she rests, then it'll be your opportunity to present your case and let me know anything that you would like for me to know. But Attorney Lark does have the ability to call you as one of her witnesses, okay?
Understood.
Okay. Attorney Lark, would you like to make an opening statement at this time?
No, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Gray.
Your Honor, I am an active and loving father to my daughter. I have voluntarily taken actions to financially contribute to my daughter's current and future well-being before we ever enter into the court order or a custody agreement, child support order, any of those things. I established a 529 plan when my child was an infant, and I've made 98% of those contributions to that fund. I have transferred over some of my GI Bill benefits for education, continued education, as I'm a service member, and I have continued my service so that my child can receive the benefits from the sacrifices I make as a service member. And also, Ms. Cole has received an additional 20 installments of child support payments from a period of time when I was working. I had a second job where I was trying to make sure that I could financially afford to provide the particular type of experience my child deserved when it came to the summertime visitations. And in order for me to regularly travel to Dallas from wherever I was stationed outside of Texas, for me to be present for regular activities that she would be in, whether it be dance or academics or any other thing that I could be there for, holidays. So I worked a second job, and Ms. Cole was receiving.
Before I go to bed, right? That's what you want?
Huh?
You want me to be mad before I go to bed? I'm already mad.
Why are you mad?
Because this man sounds like he's begging just to see his damn kid, all this shit that he's talking about.
Well, here's the thing, too. Yeah, he's begging to see his kid, but he's also, this is what I'm talking about, they're giving him grace. This is an opening statement. He's testifying in an opening statement. Mm-hmm. You're not allowed to do that. But they're giving him grace.
Even the lawyer.
Even the lawyer.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the grace runs out, but you won't be here for that. But the grace runs out.
The mother must not know this.
The mother must not know what?
That they're giving him grace because she ain't said shit.
Well, she ain't saying shit because she represented it.
Understood, but the lawyer's not saying anything and she's not saying anything. I'm assuming she just must not know.
Yeah, the mother probably doesn't know. No, because like he doesn't know. But they are give eventually they'll start kind of railing him in because he just he doesn't understand the process and and we don't understand what is relevant to your case,
right?
And why you lose. And you can lose because they get frustrated with you. Because what did she say at the beginning? We're going to treat you like you a lawyer. They mean that shit. They mean it. They absolutely mean it.
Receiving payments, that total was nearly $6,000 at $5,924.25. So I am ahead the equivalent of 7 months on child support installments or child support payments from in that duration. The other part to that is I would like to at some point, or I am requesting consideration of travel arrangements. Currently, I live 2,000 miles away. I live in the in Virginia State. So I regularly travel to Dallas at a rate of 5 to 6 times a year regularly. And those expenses on top of what I already pay and contribute to my child's future, I would ask that those things be taken into consideration.
Thank you, Mr. Gray. Does that conclude your opening statement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Attorney Lark, you may call your first witness.
I'm going to call Mr. Gray.
All right. Mr. Gray, you're on the witness stand. Attorney Lark, you may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Can you tell the court your...
They normally call their client first. They call him because he ain't got no lawyer.
First, your full name?
Rashawn Gray.
Okay, and you have one child who is Bailey Gray, correct?
Yes.
And how old is Bailey?
9 years old.
Okay. And you currently do you work for the military?
Yes.
And how many years have you been served in the military?
17 years.
Okay. And you also talked about a second job that you had. When did you have a second job?
In 2023 to 2024.
Okay. And I'm going to show you what's marked as Judicial Exhibit P2. You want to share my screen?
Yes. You all, both of you may share your screens.
Okay. Thank you, Your Honor. Can you all see that? This pay scale?
Yes.
Okay.
Could you enlarge it?
Yes, I'm sorry. I just want to make sure we see it first. And then, Mr. Gray, you said, what's your rank in the military?
I am an E7 according to the scale.
And so E7 with over 16 years, you said you've been 17 years. Your base pay would be about $6,000 per month. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. And you also get additional money on top of that, correct?
What do you mean?
For BAH? Do you get additional money for BAH?
Yes, for housing, yes.
Okay. And you live off post, correct?
Yes, I do.
And you receive that BAH based on the cost of living in Virginia, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And Bailey, is she listed as your dependent?
That's $72,000 a year.
She is.
Okay. And you provide medical and dental insurance for Bailey?
Yes, I do.
Okay. And Your Honor, I'm going to, so I can share my screen again. The record, we had 2 motion to compel hearings requesting financial documents from you, correct? Do you remember those 2 hearings? Okay.
I believe there were 2.
And you ordered to pay attorney's fees in addition to those motion to compels. Do you remember those orders?
I did pay one motion to compel.
An objection, Your Honor, non-responsive.
Sustain.
I just want to...
I skip Rashawn. She's asking him. Now, she did the setup about, his demographics, right?
He's an E7 and where he lives.
Yeah, all that good stuff. She went into not the advocacy of the lady who's paying her. She's talking about now, she's interviewing him about the money he owes her, the lawyer. That was her first.
The money that he owes this lawyer?
The lawyer, because he was compelled to pay for his ex-wife's legal fees, and apparently he still owes her some legal fees. So before she even touches the child support adjustment that she's asking for, she wants to know about her damn fees.
Yeah,
not
can't
even
can't be mad about that. But why ain't she going for her? Oh, because he was ordered to pay. Got it.
Right. But I'm just saying she could have stuck that in at the end. You know what I mean? But she
said, I haven't gotten paid yet. I'm still here working. Give me the money.
She wanna, while he's fresh before she wear him down, she wants to know about her money, not her client, not her client's best interest, but her own.
She sounds like she out for her best interest, her own interest.
Yes.
Yes or no? Were you ordered to pay attorney's fees for both of those motion to compel?
Yes.
And you did not pay per those 2 orders. Is that correct?
Can you say to repeat the question?
Did you follow those orders as with regard to paying attorney's fees?
Yes, 1 of 2.
Okay. And to the date, have you provided any paycheck stubs to show where your money is actually going?
Paycheck stubs?
Correct.
I provided my bank statement so you can see where every dollar goes.
Okay. And I will concede that you did provide bank statements, correct? But you did not provide paycheck stubs showing how much you actually make and where that money goes. Is that correct?
Okay. Correct.
Okay. I'll pass the witness at this time, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Gray, would you like to wait until she finishes her case in chief and then you speak to me?
About what she just questioned me regarding?
Yes.
If while we still have it fresh, if
You can
I
respond.
may.
Yes. You
Okay.
can.
I did not provide the W2, or not the W2s. For the W2s, I provided up until the current date. I did not receive the 2025 W2 before the hearing, which was in December. So I did not have access to provide her. So the most recent W2 that I had at that point in time was for up till 2024. I did not have a W2 for 2025 yet to provide to her. So I did provide her the most current information on that. When it pertains to the check stubs, I during the second enforcement, I provided them, but I believe the document was too large of a file to send in an email.
Now, if he had a lawyer, Michonne, that lawyer would have not only would have sent an electronic copy, they also would have sent a physical copy by signed courier with all of the documentation, everything that's represented.
Why don't he have a lawyer?
He can't. You know why? He's $72,000 a year. He got a hefty child support payment, and he got to pay that his ex-wife's lawyer fees. The brother ain't got it.
Oh, so she can keep going back because the lawyer is being paid by him.
Yes.
Oh my God, I gotta go to bed. I can't.
And she wants an increase because he's getting a small supplement he's getting a housing voucher from the military to offset his housing costs because he can't afford this housing on his own. And she wants the increase because he had a part-time job for a year. So that's another reason why she wants the increase.
On that note, because I don't want to be pissed off, but I will continue to watch. But that's crazy. These bitches are crazy. I hate to see this type of stuff because it's you didn't need no lawyer when your asses got together. What the hell y'all need a lawyer now for?
People often forget that child support is a voluntary thing, except for in divorces. But it's voluntary. You voluntarily go to child support.
Yes.
It's not, you're not compelled. There's no law that says that you have to go.
Correct.
It's they do this on purpose. Now, when you're part of a divorce situation, that's different.
Right.
But for the most part, no, child support, it wouldn't exist if people wouldn't go.
I agree. But that's the first thing everybody wants to do. And it's just, I don't understand it. It's not for me to understand. It's crazy. But thanks for having me up, boo.
Okay.
I appreciate you. I got to go to bed. I got to go to work. Got to get up for the gym. I'll see all of y'all tomorrow. Again, thank you. Everybody hit the like button.
Yeah, we're going to try to finish this up, but thank you, Michonne.
All right. I'll talk to y'all tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay. Is that all you want me to know at this point?
Yes, that's fine.
Based on what you were just questioned about?
Yes, Your Honor. Yes.
Okay. Attorney Lark, you may call your next witness.
I'll call Ms. Cole, Your Honor.
All right. You may proceed.
Ms. Cole, can you please state your full name for the record?
Yes, Ladarian Cole.
And how many children do you have?
1.
And is that Bailey Gray?
Correct.
And who's the father of Bailey?
Krishan Gray.
Okay. And last April of 2025, you hired me to file a modification in this case, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And have you had a chance to look at the requested rulings that were submitted to the court?
Yes.
Okay. And so one of the requested rules you're asking for is for child support to be made retroactive back to the date that Mr. Gray was served. Is that correct? Okay. And although he was served at the end of June, I think we put June 1st, but are you fine with retroactive child support starting July 1st of 2025?
Yes.
If the court awards it. Okay. And were you aware that Mr. Gray at any point in the last few years have been working 2 jobs?
I was.
Okay. Did you ever modify child support anytime prior to this case?
No.
Okay. And today you're asking the court to review the requested rulings and grant orders in conformity with those rulings?
Correct.
Okay. And with regard to the temporary orders and conservatorship and things you had asked to be modified from temporary orders, are you asking those to remain as ordered in the temporary orders?
Correct.
Okay. And also the last one, you're asking the court to award your attorney's fees for having to pursue this matter. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. And
notice she's back to the attorney's fees. She is all over her doggone fees, which is no one's knocking this lady for wanting her to get after her, what he's been ordered to pay. But she's supposed to be there as an advocate, and she spent the first part of this hearing jockeying and putting into the record how much of a deadbeat he is for not paying the damn attorney fees, not the child support, not what's in the best interest of the kid, not what's in the best interest of her client, which is the female, but her damn attorney's fees.
Acknowledge you.
All right, salute Copa. He says what the lawyer is trying to do is show his inability to sustain his finances by her not getting her money. That's exactly what I just said. That's what she's trying to do. Trying to make him out, trying to show the world that he's a deadbeat because he can't pay the attorney's fees. At $72,000 a year, plus living, plus child support, plus his inability to get up his own lawyer. Of course, they don't care if this brother lay down and die. They really don't.
Again,
but this is part of what happens when, and I don't want to beat up on them, but this is what happens when you cannot or do not find a way to get your own representation.
Okay, so you've been at this hearing or had hearings several times in this case regarding trying to get documents and getting Mr. Gray to comply. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And the only issue that's remained outstanding since temporary orders was child support. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. Is there anything else you want the judge to know at this time?
No, not at this time.
Okay. No further questions, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Gray, do you have any questions for Ms. Cole?
Yes, Your Honor.
You may proceed.
Ms. Cole, during the period that you were made aware that that Mr. Gray was working a second job, were you receiving additional child?
Did y'all hear that? He called himself Mr. Gray. He's talking about himself in the third person.
Child support payments during that period of time.
Yes, that was something that was orchestrated by the OAG. Okay. I didn't request that.
Okay. During that period of time, was Mr. Gray regularly flying into? Was Mr. Gray regularly involved in participation in the child's activities?
And Your Honor, I'm going to object as to Mr. Gray having no documents requested relief on file as far as pleadings. He has no pleadings on file, Your Honor.
Okay.
As far as a request for reduction in child support or modifying child support or anything. But
Right, but he's asking her questions based on her testimony.
correct.
He can do that.
Okay.
Okay. Overruled.
Okay. So would you say that was it brought to your attention that those additional
That was almost inappropriate for the judge to do. Yes. There was no objection made. Hold on a second. There was no objection. I don't think there was an objection made. Hold on.
Case, you've been at this hearing or had hearings several times in this case regarding trying to get documents.
them, but I believe the document was too large of a file to send in an email.
Okay. Is that all you want me to know at this point?
Okay. Is there anything else you want the judge to know at this time?
No, not at this time.
Okay. No further questions, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Gray, do you have any questions for Ms. Cole?
Was it brought to your attention that those additional funds were to enable Mr. Gray to be present for his child's activities?
I'm not sure of the question. Can you rephrase it? I'm not sure.
Did Mr. Gray advise you that the second employment, the second job that
he's sitting here trying to be a lawyer for himself and referring to himself in the third party as Mr. Gray, and he's Mr. Gray. This is what he's doing, is sitting there trying to mimic what he's seen lawyers do on TV, but him being him, he's trying to separate himself from himself. And this is very strange and odd to watch.
The second employment was in order to enable him to financially be able to be present for you all's child.
No, not directly. It was said that you were getting a second job for financial purposes.
And were
Gray,
those?
You don't have to refer to yourself in third person. You can say I and me.
Okay.
So even the judge is starting to cringe over this stuff a little bit. This is what happens when you do not have representation and you don't understand how to conduct yourself or conduct an interview within the court system.
Okay, so Ms.
So let's see if he follows instruction.
Oh, did Bailey, our child, directly benefit from Mr. Gray being or having a second job?
From the payments that I received, yes.
Did was Bailey also glad that Mr. Gray could be present for her extracurricular activities?
Sustain, that's a question that would cause her to speculate on what the answer may be. So you can rephrase that question.
Was Bailey?
So the judge is leading. She's trying to lead him through his examination of his wife, of his ex-wife or ex-girlfriend, whatever she is to him. She's trying to lead him, which is inappropriate. But they're giving him grace because the judge knows, the lawyer knows that he doesn't know what the hell he's doing. But so they're trying to give him grace and they're being nice. Most of the time, they're not that nice. At the beginning of this, she said, you are going to be treated as a lawyer, full stop. And that's normally how they do. But she's trying to give him grace through this process and trying to, she can't tell him how to reformulate the question, but she's hinting that he can ask the question a different. Now, sometimes in some situations, when there are two lawyers, the judge might say, hey, answer that, ask a different way or ask another question, or restate your question, but they're leading him.
Excited when dad showed up for her recreational activities, extracurricular activities.
The relevance.
What's the relevance, Mr. Gray?
The relevance is Me working, me putting that effort to be present for my child is for her direct benefit, emotionally and for her emotional development.
Right. And your question is asking her, was Bailey excited? So
Did she observe the excitement in the child for her dad being present?
I'm going to object this to relevance with regard to child support, Your Honor. That's the only issue before the court.
overruled. I mean, excuse me, sustained. It's not relevant, Mr. Gray, to the issue that is before the court. The issue before the court is really two issues. So whether or not your child support should be increased to the amount that she's requesting, and whether or not she is going to receive retroactive child support from the date of July 1st, 2025. So anything that's revolving around those questions and her summary of requested relief, I mean, her responses, that's what you're going to be asking her questions based on. Does that make sense?
Okay. Ms. Cole, are you aware that of the 529?
I don't think he understood that at all.
Plan that Mr. Gray or that I created for Bailey?
I'm going to object, Your Honor, to relevance for current child support.
Okay.
Or retroactive.
Sustained.
Relevance is I contribute to that for the child to benefit from.
Mr. Gray, that I sustained the objection, so you have to ask a next question.
You got to move on. He doesn't understand court proceedings. When a judge says sustained, that means she's upholding the objection or agree with the objection on that line of questioning. That questioning ends. You got to move on. Got to be ready for the next set of questions. You can't go. If he had a lawyer understands what the two key issues are with the court, and they know how to formulate questions to get to the key elements of those 2 points. This is where people lose all the time, because you're going into a situation unarmed, uneducated, and unprepared. And obviously he's unarmed, he's uneducated on the law, and he's unprepared because he's not a lawyer. And I said at the beginning, the legal system is its own ecosystem. It's its own world, its own way of doing things, its own way of behaviors, and nothing in that ecosystem exists outside of it. So when you're stepping into it, you got to know what you're doing, what you're in for, how to navigate it, what the rules are, there is a lot to go into this. Even the most seasoned people sometimes have issues navigating it, and it's a game on top of all of that. This brother and he's there with 2 lawyers. The judge is a lawyer. The lady representing the wife or whoever she might be is a lawyer, and it's him. And he is his own self lawyer, and unfortunately, they're gonna make him out to be a clown because he's his own self lawyer. I hate this for this brother.
But when it's your opportunity to speak, you put those exhibits in evidence, so then you're allowed to talk to him at that point. Okay.
Okay. Understood. Miss Cole, how often does Mr. Gray travel to Dallas?
Annually?
Now, she done already told him that you don't need to be refer to yourself in the third person, but he's doing it anyway because he just doesn't. He's lost. But I think in his mind he think he's killing it, but he ain't.
Relevance with regard to his current or retroactive child support.
What's the relevance to your travel as it relates to child support in the retro?
The relevance is I have added expenses in order to spend more time with my daughter.
Overall,
and the expenses are substantial if I'm traveling.
Oh no, Mr. Gray, it's fine. I overruled her objection, so you can ask.
Okay.
She has to answer your question.
Okay, I didn't hear you. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
May you want to repeat the question?
Yeah, I was going to say she may not remember the question, Mr. Gray.
How many times does Mr. Gray travel to Dallas to spend time with Bailey annually?
That varies
on
depending on
average.
the year.
That this Mr.
Would
Gray
you say? Would you?
This calling himself Mr. Gray is killing me. It's absolutely killing me.
Would you say more than 4 times?
I would not.
Would you say more than 5 times?
I would not.
How many times would you estimate Mr. Gray travels to Dallas
I would say on
to
average,
see his child?
3 to 4 times a year.
Never ask a question that you don't know the answer to. I don't think he had a definitive answer on how many times that he traveled back and forth to his daughter. And I don't know if he had everything that you're going to assert. Everything that you're going to assert, you should have proof for. You should have documentation backed up, submitted in your exhibits for you to pull out, because the opposition is going to ask for them. And you're going to have to provide the proof. You just can't say stuff. And then when you're going to interrogate somebody and you're going to leave the unambiguous answer up to them, their answer is the answer.
Okay. Does that also include the travel that's necessary to when during the summer visitations? Does Mr. Cole or Mr. Gray remain in Dallas, or does he take the child back to his residence out of state?
I'm going to object, Your Honor, to relevance of where he spends his visitation time.
Lord have mercy.
Acknowledge you.
Salute to Messy with Sean live. So yeah, she cussing, angry, pissed and cussing. This is shout out to Messy with Sean for that. But Mashawn, let's be honest. Let's be honest. He really ain't got nothing to worry about.
We ain't got nothing to worry about. I got a low sperm count.
Overruled. You may answer the question.
Okay. Typically, you guys will stay here for a couple of weeks while you're on leave, and then you return to where you're staying at that time.
Thank you. During the summer visitations, does Mr. Gray ensure that the child participates in recreational activities during the summers?
I'm going to object, Your Honor, to relevance.
Mr. Gray, what is the relevance of that question?
There are additional expenses associated with summer parenting time.
What kind of expenses are you referring to?
Summer camps, swim lessons, other disciplines to help with the child's development.
Overruled.
Babysitters.
Overruled. Ms. Cole, you may answer the question.
To my knowledge, Bailey has not been enrolled in summer camps for the last 2 summers of being with you. Also, I am not aware of any extracurricular activities that you have had her enrolled in recent years. I would also like to say that I have contributed financially when she has gone with you for the summer, including flights to and from.
Damn, bruh. I mean, if you're gonna ask that, you need to have the registration, the receipts that you paid for it, the dates that she did it, because now she's talking about, I don't know, boom, boom, boom. She's shooting at you, bruh. This is awful. But this actually, the longer this goes, the worse this is going to get. And most of you brothers out there should get absolutely angry.
From you and providing money while
That's
she's
not
with
objection. Objection, Your Honor.
Okay, what is your legal objection, Mr. Gray?
So when you object, you have to have a legal reason for objecting, and you have to state that I'm objecting to boom, boom, boom for boom, boom, boom legal reason. You just can't object because you don't like it. And you just can't. This is where a lawyer comes into place. I'm not sure if there was an objection here that was relevant other than he didn't like the question or whatever. I don't know. Let's see what he says.
She did not answer the question directly. It was a yes or no question.
Okay, so what is the legal objection? Not
I can't think of the.
And see, here's where the judge is a little out of order, but this is what they do. The attorney objected to him not answering the question, and that was her legal reason, him not answering the question. Now he objected for the same thing, and now she wants a legal argument when the lawyer did not provide a legal argument for a very similar objection. Dirty work here. There's some dirty work.
Can you can't help me out with the parameters?
No, he cannot help you. No, she cannot help you out. No, I'm sorry, bro. No. I'm sorry. And take a look at the damn baby mama or the wife. Look at her. Look at her. She low key loving this. Look at the look on her face. She low key loving this. She loving this and how this is going for him. Absolutely.
I mean, you gave a description, so this what we'll do. You move on to your next question.
Okay.
Okay.
Ms. Cole, so Ms. Cole, are you saying that Mr. Gray did not have the child enrolled in swim lessons in the last 2 years?
Objection or relevance?
Hold on 1 second.
Ms. Cole.
So hold on, Mr.
Can I
Gray.
read first?
Are you withdrawing that question and rephrasing it?
I'm gonna go to another question.
Okay, go ahead.
Is that what you want me to do?
Well, not that I want you to do. I didn't know where you were going with that because Attorney Lark was getting ready to make an objection, and I didn't know if you heard her objection and was going to move on to another question.
Okay. Ms. Cole, has Bailey participated in swim lessons?
Notice she's supposed to rule on an objection because the lawyer did object, but she didn't do that at this point.
During her time with Mr. Gray?
Yes, I believe it was 2 years ago.
So she has participated in activities.
I said that. I said in recent years, I am not aware of any extracurricular activities. 2 years ago.
Okay, so 2 years ago, did Bailey celebrate her birthday at a summer camp? To your memory?
2 years ago.
Okay, so that is a period of time where the child did participate in extracurricular activities to your knowledge.
I'm going to object as another question, Your Honor.
I'm sorry, it's
What
not a
was the
question.
objection, counsel?
That it wasn't a question. I think he's just testifying, I guess.
Okay. Sustain. Mr. Gray, you may ask your next question.
Ms. Cole, was Mr. Gray able to enroll the child in any activities this past summer?
I don't know what you mean by able to.
How much time did Bailey spend with Mr. Gray in during the parenting time for the summer?
I'm going to object this to relevance, Your Honor, with regard to retroactive and current child support.
Repeat the question, Mr. Gray.
How long was Bailey afforded to spend this past summer with Mr. Gray? There's relevance because I wasn't able to get my adequate parenting time according to the custody order.
Okay, sustain. So you have to ask another question.
Dang.
Okay.
That's cold, boy. Ooh, that's cold-blooded.
Has Mr. Gray expressed to you the financial, the cost of living in the area that he is located as a means of constraint?
Objection as to relevance of what his cost of living is.
Damn, they don't give a damn what your cost of living is. It ain't got nothing to do with these dollars. Man, that's some dirty work.
She was so nasty and so rude that I don't ever bring anybody around me like that.
So nasty.
And that's what happened.
So rude. So nasty and so rude.
And that's some dirty work, boy. Who gives a damn about your cost of living when it comes to these dollars we trying to extract? Go live in the damn sewer, nigga, for all we care. It ain't relevant. Wow.
To my client?
Sustain.
Ms. Cole, were you made aware of the transfer of the educational benefits Mr. Gray has made to that has made and committed to his daughter?
I'm gonna object this to relevance.
Mr. Gray, what is the relevance of that question?
There's a financial benefit directly associated to those continued education benefits.
Sustain. Rephrase that question.
Damn.
She was so nasty and so rude that I don't ever bring anybody around me like that.
So nasty.
And that's what happened.
So rude. So nasty and so rude.
Dang. They're like, what does it matter what you didn't pay for? What does it matter? Rephrase your question, brother. Who cares?
Ms. Cole, are you aware of the financial benefits associated to the educational benefits that Mr. Gray has transferred over to Bailey?
I'm going to object this to relevance, Your Honor, with regard to child support. He was not ordered to do that, and I'm going to assume it was a gift. There's no one in order where he's required to do that.
Damn.
What kind of what did you call it, Mr. Gray?
She said there's nothing in the order that's required for him to do it. So the fact that he's doing it is irrelevant. It's irrelevant. Woo!
The educational benefits I've transferred over to my daughter so that she can go to college for free.
It's the GI Bill, Your Honor.
Oh, okay. That would be relative. I mean, relevant. Overrule.
He got a win right there.
Question, please.
Were you made aware of the benefits that were transferred over for Bailey's benefit to continue education?
I know that you transferred over. I don't know anything about the amount of those benefits. No, you don't share that information with me.
Did Mr. Gray ever provide you a copy of those benefits and the details encompassing?
Not to my knowledge, you haven't.
Jesus Christ.
Ms. Cole, can you see? 1 second, please.
We're going to object to any evidence or document that's not already requested to be in evidence, Your Honor.
Mr. Gray, what is it that you're pulling up?
It's an email that I shared I shared this on October 11, 2018. I shared in an email with details outlining the benefits that I had transferred over to Bailey. This is exactly 3 months prior to Miss Cole petitioning for any child support or custody agreement arrangements.
Okay, so here's the deal. You didn't submit that email? Excuse me, you didn't put it into evidence?
Damn. This is where a lawyer comes in, because any information that you would like to use has to be submitted as evidence, as exhibits before your hearing. So the opposition has the opportunity to review them and object to them if necessary. So when you can't just pop up and bring something and put it into evidence that it wasn't already submitted. Now, some lower courts, maybe small claims court might be a little bit more flexible, but not here. This is where another incident of a procedural misunderstanding or procedural lack of knowledge that he has, even if this is relevant to his case, he can't use it because he did not turn it over as an exhibit. Man.
However, when it's your turn to testify, if that's what you want me to know about the specifics regarding that email, then you can talk about it at that time, okay?
There you go.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Yes, Your Honor.
You may ask your next question.
Ms. Cole, are you aware that Mr. Gray is 7 months ahead on child support payments in total?
Objection to relevance.
Ask the question again.
Are you aware that Mr. Gray is
He's still talking about himself in the third person. This is frustrating.
Has paid in advance 7 months of child support payments?
Overrule.
Off the top of my head, I'm not certain how far in advance you are due to the second job.
Are you aware that Mr. Cole has paid, or Mr. Gray has contributed, paid it in advance over nearly $6,000 in a total amount?
Same answer. Off the top of my head, I'm not aware of that amount.
Ask her how much additional money she's gotten every month.
No further questions, Your Honor.
No, whoa! Why don't you ask her?
Do you have?
Why don't you ask her how many additional payments of child support have you gotten on top of what was already ordered? There's more than one way to answer that question, but I don't know if that's relevant. I don't know if they would allow that because I'm not a lawyer, but I'm just talking about asking questions related to, I don't know. But this is what happens when you don't have a lawyer.
Any redirect of your client?
Just one or two questions, Your Honor.
Okay, go ahead.
With regard to Mr. Gray's visitation with Bailey, who paid for those flights to assist with Mr. Gray's visitation?
I have paid for several flights for both myself and Bailey to take her to where he's been stationed and to have someone pick her up.
And can you tell the court some of the places you've flown with Bailey to in order to facilitate or make sure those visitations occurred?
Yes, so Seattle, when he was based in Seattle before where he's based now, myself and my sister, I believe I went to pick her up. My sister took her, or it might have been the other way around, but I paid for both of those flights. I also paid for Bailey's flights so that she could get to him. When he was stationed in Killeen, I would meet Mr. Gray halfway, or I would bring her to Killeen via driving so that she could be with her father.
Okay. Did you ever ask Mr. Gray to reimburse you for any of those expenses?
I did not.
Okay. And prior to, or even since Bailey's birth, where did he live prior to going to the military?
So he's been in the military since Bailey was born.
Okay. Did he ever reside here in Dallas area?
No, not since being in the military.
Does he have family here in the Dallas area?
He does.
And to your knowledge, where does he stay, or where does the exchange take place when he's here in Dallas visiting with family during the summer?
I'm sorry, you said where does he stay?
Yes.
Typically either with his sister or his godmother.
Okay. Have you ever taken Bailey to a hotel to meet with him because he's staying in a hotel?
No.
Okay. No further questions, Your Honor, for this witness.
Okay, thank you. You may call your next witness.
I'll call myself, Your Honor.
One question, Your Honor.
Oh,
do
go
I get
ahead.
to?
I'm sorry, Mr. Cole. You wanted
Do I get to cross-examine based off of what she just asked, the questions or the respondents?
Yeah, you can ask her. Go ahead.
Okay, Ms. Cole, you claim that you.
Now you notice the lawyer's about to call herself. Now, what do you think the lawyer wants to testify about? I wonder, do you guys think she want to testify on behalf of her client? Do you think she wants to testify for herself, to advocate for her client? Why do you think the lawyer wants to testify? What is the lawyer's ultimate goal in here? To advocate for her client?
You have on several occasions you have purchased flights. Do you have any evidence of said purchased flights?
I do. I have the receipts.
Have you provided that as evidence of said claims?
I wasn't requested to. I hadn't been asked about it until this point.
Okay, Ms. Cole, how long has Mr. Gray resided in Washington, in Virginia, in the DMV area? We'll just we'll just name it DMV for
I
keep it simple.
believe you were restationed in December or January. I'm not quite sure.
Okay. So you said that you have you said that you have traveled to bring you and your sister have traveled to Washington DC to bring Bailey to my residence or
No,
bring Bailey here to DC.
that's not what I said. I said when you were stationed in Washington State, in Tacoma, Washington, which was your base before DC.
Well, I believe I heard you say you've traveled recently to Washington DC or the DMV
No,
with the
I did
child.
not. I said Washington State.
Okay. Okay. When was the most recent time when I resided in Washington State? What dates did you travel to bring Bailey to Washington to me?
Off the top of my
What
head,
instances?
I cannot give you those direct dates, but if the court would like me to get them, I can.
Please. So you're saying that you traveled at least 2 times to Washington State to transfer to exchange Bailey?
That is correct. If you recall, Mr. Gray, you actually picked me up from the airport when I brought Bailey to you, and we waited overnight in your vehicle for my flight to return back home to Dallas.
And that was one instance.
And my sister then picked her up, which I paid for.
And what was the reason for that for your sister traveling to DC
I'm going to object on
or
to
Washington
relevance.
State?
Hold on 1 second. Sustain. That's not
What was the
relevant.
reason?
No.
Oh,
Ms. Gray, you have
it's
to
not. Oh,
ask
okay. I'm
next
sorry.
question. Yeah.
Miss Cole, how many times did you say you traveled to transfer exchange the child when Mr. Gray was living in Washington State?
I believe twice.
Do you recall anything of the first instance of you traveling to exchange?
I'm going to object on to relevance.
Miss Cole only traveled once to exchange the child in Washington State. It was
Okay.
not multiple.
Mr. Gray, it's okay.
Okay.
I sustained
All right.
it. You can ask your next question.
And what incident? And
All right, real quick, I forgot about this, Mr. Jones. Thank you for the $1.99 to $2 super chat. Good evening, fam. Great topic. Thank you, sir. I'm sorry that I missed yours earlier today. I'm sorry.
when did you purchase a flight for aside from the time where you travel with the child to exchange? What other instance did you ever pay for a flight?
I believe you already asked that, and as I said before, I don't have the exact dates in front of me, but I can get that if the court requests it.
What summer? If was it a summer or a holiday period in which you would have purchased a flight?
On which occasion?
The occasion that you referred that you paid for a flight.
There's been multiple. So
excluding.
Hold
I'm
on
sorry,
1 second.
excluding.
You all cannot speak at the same time. Let him finish asking the question, and then Mr. Gray, let her finish answering the question, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
Excluding the instance when you traveled with the child to exchange, what period of time, was it summer or was it holiday break, that you purchased a flight for the child?
Off the top of my head, I'm not sure, but I'm pretty certain it would have been summer. Typically, you come here for holidays.
Okay, so if you did you purchase this one individual flight for the child, or did you purchase a flight for the child and Mr. Gray?
I'm going to object this to relevance, Your Honor.
Sustain.
Ms. Cole, how is it possible? How is it that you said that you purchase flights? You have purchased flights for travel when you cannot recall if it was summer or holiday break in which the child traveled?
I'm going to object this to relevance, Your Honor.
Sustain.
Okay, Ms. Cole, how long did Mr. Gray live in Washington State?
Objection, Your Honor, to relevance.
Sustained.
I don't know what this brother's doing. He doesn't know what he's doing. This is why you need a lawyer.
No further questions.
This
Okay.
is why a lawyer.
Attorney Lark, you may call your next witness.
I'll call myself.
This is why a self-lawyer is a clown for a client, because he doesn't know what he's doing. He doesn't know how to get to his objective. He doesn't know. I'm not overly bashing this brother because I understand the financial implications of it, and he's up in there swinging and doing the best he can in a fight that he can't win because he doesn't understand the game. He doesn't even know the game.
Your Honor, for attorney's fees.
Okay, go ahead.
My name is Rosalind Lark. I've been an attorney licensed in the state of Texas for a little over 5 years. Prior to becoming an attorney, I was licensed as a paralegal for 16 years. My hourly rate for family law matters is currently $3.50 an hour. My paralegal bills at the rate of $1.50 an hour. I also did and have given Ms. Cole a reduced rate since we went to the same law school. Based on my experience and knowledge, my fees are reasonable and necessary and customary for this practice.
Wait a minute. Is the mother went to law school with this? Oh my! You got to be kidding me! You got to be kidding me! The mother went to the same law school as her lawyer. They behind the scenes laughing at this brother. They behind the scenes plotting, scamming, setting them up, laughing, high-fiving. Oh my God, this is like, this is like a straight up gangster gang jump. He's being mugged and mollywopped and has no idea. This is fucking ridiculous. I got to hear that again. Let me see that again.
I've been an attorney licensed in the state of Texas for a little over 5 years. Prior to becoming an attorney, I was licensed as a paralegal for 16 years. My hourly rate for family law matters is currently $3.50 an hour. My paralegal bills at the rate of $1.50 an hour. I also did and have given Ms. Cole a reduced rate since we went to the same law school. Based on my experience and knowledge, my fees are reasonable and necessary and customary for this practice area and locality. I've spent over 23 hours on this case, and that does not include my time for attending trial today. I'm asking the court to award attorney's fees in the amount of $6,000 in legal fees. I'm asking that the fees be paid by September 1st, 2026, and if necessary, grant Mr. Gray a payment plan. And asking also that interest be accrued at the rate of 6% annually until paid in full. And I have included my most recent billing statements and my legal service agreement as exhibits P7 and P8, Your Honor.
Thank you, counsel. Mr. Gray, would you like to cross-examine Attorney Lark on any of her testimony that she just gave as it relates to her request for attorney's fees?
Yes, Your Honor. Ms. Cole, Ms. Lark, the 23 hours, what are the...
He is questioning. Oh, Lord have mercy. Oh, my God. The lawyer went to law school, so the damn baby mama went, if I'm understanding this correct, the baby mama and the lawyer went to law school together. So when Michonne earlier talks about the mother isn't saying anything because she probably doesn't know. No, she knows. She just letting her pit bull do the job for her. Oh, this is terrible.
Those hours, billable hours that you're referring to?
If I may share my screen, and I don't know if you have my exhibit P8 or my itemized invoices that shows where all that time has went and how this.
I do not. I don't see your screen.
Okay, I can share my screen if you like. Let's see.
Yes, you may share your screen.
Let me stick enlarge this a little bit. So the total time spent was 23.9 hours, again, not including my time for this trial today. And starting at the bottom, back in April 2025, you can see the time that's been spent for me and the employees in my office on this case. And let me know if you'd like for me to stop, but they are all itemized.
Man, this is definitely.
Take the bass line out. Here go. Let it bump though.
This is wild. Yes, it's the hard knock. This brother's living a hard knock life. He being mollywopped by 3 damn lawyers. It's 3 lawyers to 1 uninformed military man that makes $72,000 a year. Lord have mercy.
From April 2025 until yesterday's date of preparing for this trial.
Okay.
Crazy.
Mr. Gray, you have any other questions? Regarding her fees, I'm sorry. You have any other questions regarding her?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Attorney Lark, do you rest?
I do rest, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Gray, now is your opportunity for you to tell me what it is that you want to know. Just keep in mind your testimony, Attorney Lark is free to make objections to your testimony. Okay, so just make sure as you're speaking, you're really listening in for those objections so you can stop and I can rule on them. Okay.
Okay, so this is just my opportunity to speak my case.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Your Honor. For my child's for Bailey's entire life, I've been a very involved and present father, a loving father. I do everything that I can possibly to be present, to contribute to my child's development, and to ensure that she has access to my side of the family as well, and so that that she can have a great example of a good father. During my period of time, so I've been in the military for nearly 18 years, and I've made a lot of sacrifices. And a period of time when I was stationed in Korea, when Ladarian and I separated, I chose to come back to. I had the opportunity we lived in Korea and we separated, and I had the opportunity to come back to Texas and reside in Texas and live as close as I could to my daughter. And so for 3 years, I did do that. And during that period of time, Ms. Cole made it extremely difficult for me to be a present father and to have shared access to my daughter, despite there being a custody order in place. It became very frustrating at times because I am a loving father and Bailey is my only child. When I departed, when I had to PCS from Texas to Washington, someone shared to me the cost of living increased when I moved to Washington State, and I could not afford to, with my one paycheck, I could not afford to. I could not afford to be as present as I wanted to. So I picked up a second job. I'm an air traffic controller. A friend of mine shared an opportunity for employment. I took the job as practically two full-time jobs. I was working for the military from 6 until about 1 o'clock. I would get off. I would
look at the face of the mother. This bitch was married to him. This bitch knows what his money is. She knows what he makes. She knows what he's doing. She knows how hard it is. And she knows he's doing he's putting in the work to be the other parent. But do you think this raggedy bitch gives a fuck?
She was so nasty and so rude that I don't ever bring anybody around me like that.
So nasty.
And that's what happened.
So rude. So nasty and so rude.
Change my clothes. I would drive from Tacoma to Seattle, which is about 45 minutes. I will work from 3 p.m. until about midnight. And I did this for almost 2
Can I
years.
object, Your Honors, to this testimony as being relevant to child support with regard to the second?
That bitch said nothing he has said is relevant to child support. What he's doing, how he's participating, what he's paying. This hoe says nothing. This dirty bitch says nothing is relevant. Nothing he's saying, nothing he's going through, nothing is relevant to the goddamn money. Him being a full functioning parent that this daughter needs him to be is irrelevant to the fucking dollar. And this raggedy bitch of a mother is sitting there like, fuck you, nigga, die.
She was so nasty and so rude that I don't ever bring anybody around me like that.
So nasty.
And that's what happened.
So rude. So nasty and so rude.
Job from years back.
I worked the second job to be financially.
So, Mr. Gray, just speak in terms of the. Let me say this a different way. Maybe you'll understand it this way. What is it that you want me to do today?
I want,
nigga, translation. I don't give no fuck what you talking about. What do you want me to do? Fuck all that. Fuck what you going through. Fuck how she dragging you. Fuck how she making your life miserable. Fuck how the fact that they draining you. You make $72,000 a year, and 60%, 70% of your income is going out the door. Damn all of that. Damn all of that.
You to take into consideration travel, to not increase the child support any further, because I am already providing. I am going above and beyond financially to be present for my child, but two, I've already set aside additional financial means to ensure that my child is successful and she has resources that I never had as a child.
Thank you. I made a note here. You said you gave her a GI Bill.
Yes.
Is there a certain amount attached to that?
Check this shit out. Check this shit out.
The value of the amount that she has is $120,000.
$120,000. And that raggedy hole next to him that he tried to build a life with ain't satisfied. Fuck her. Fuck the system. Fuck any bitch like her. Greedy, selfish, entitled, punitive, despicable broad. That's what the fuck that is. That is not a good mother sitting there.
And when I transferred that over, when Bailey was born, I had to continue service. So before Bailey was born.
Would that help him in the case? One would think that would help. One would think. But that's not, I don't believe, and I don't know, because this is outside of my scope of any knowledge of anything. But one would think that GI Bill that's worth $120,000 that has been turned, he doesn't even have it anymore. He already turned it over. One would think that your daughter, when she graduates high school, she already has $120,000 to go to any higher learning institution that she chooses to go to. He gave it up for his daughter, and the raggedy bitch next to him, it ain't enough. He only makes $72,000 a year. It ain't enough. These hoes ain't enough until we destroy you. It ain't enough.
I was nearly at the end of my service obligation. When Bailey was born, I continued service instead of exiting the military. I continued so that my child will receive those direct benefits.
Okay, thank you.
So I would have been a civilian and back home in Dallas if it not been for me wanting to directly benefit my daughter.
Understood. Is Bailey in, and I think her name is cool, by the way, just to let you both know. I mean, I'm a Bailey. Spelled different, but I love her name. Is she currently, she's 9, right? She turns 10 in July?
Yes.
Is she involved in any extracurricular activities currently?
Yes.
No, Your Honor.
Yes, she is.
Okay.
With the school.
Can I answer your question, Your Honor?
Well, let me ask. Okay, so you say yes, you say no. Miss Cole.
Okay, I'm done with this. For now. I'm done with this. There's nothing. Guys, I understand. It is always in your best interest to try your damnedest to get representation. Because all they're going to do is steamroll you. I'm fed up. I'm beyond fed up with this. Because this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. If this man was a bum, if this man was a bum, if this man was a bum, would she even be going through this? Would she be trying to emulate him? No. Why? Because he's a fucking bum. Because this man cares about his daughter. This bitch is weaponizing his daughter against him. That's what they do.
Yeah, this is what I'm made of. This is for the throne and the kingdom. The king's here, yelling freedom. Do or die, do it now if you believe it. You reap what you sow every season. You kill what you eat when you feasting. It's death before the sign and no treason. No, in a time of war, no retreat. Never lay down and die on my feet. I look the reaper in his eyes and won't blink.